John Hardin High School. We're here at Bulldog Stadium. It's week 10 of KHSAA high school football action. Tonight, the home team, the John Hardin Bulldogs, led by Coach Doug Preston, will come in with a 4-4 record. They'll welcome in the visitors tonight. That's the Nelson County Cardinals, led by Coach Philip Stockdale. Coach Stockdale brings his club in at 5-3. The important record here this evening is 2-1. Both of these teams 2-1 in district play, each of them losing to Bardstown, who will be the district champ, will be the number one seed in the playoffs from this district. But what a big night we have tonight, man. This is a great night here at John Hardin High School. I'm Paul Gray. I'll be bringing the action tonight, and there's a lot of layers to this matchup tonight that I want to point out to you. We got about 7 minutes until kickoff, and just a lot to cover. First of all, again, the playoff implications of tonight. That's got to be the number one thing on the minds of Coach Preston and Coach Stockdale and their players. The winner this evening will host. They'll get the 2 seed and will host a playoff game. So that's a big deal. Big deal for the coaches, big deal for the players to have another week on their home field, have that opportunity to host that game. Just a really big deal in the minds of the players and the coaches. It just helps a ton to be not having to prepare to travel, to be the higher-ranked seed coming in. It doesn't always mean a whole lot on the field. You still got to win ball games on the field. But there's just something about having that higher seed. And so both these teams, a lot on the line tonight. For John Hardin, let's talk about John Hardin, our hometown Bulldogs here. A lot going on for them. They came off of a 2-9 season last year, and so they are making progress. They've been a very young team last year, and this year still a very young team. Really, they've got a couple of seniors who contribute significantly, and in Dante Jones and number 51, Will Adams. They've got several guys who are big contributors in the upper class. But this is still a very young football team. But for them, I really feel like a lot of how they feel about this season is going to happen tonight. This is, I believe, what they'll remember. This is what will be either the sink or swim moment for the team in 2023. Again, they're 4-4 right now, 2-1 in district play. If they can win and get the second seed in a home playoff game, that's a big deal. They will be at least a 500 team for the regular season. If they can seal the deal tonight, again, 4-4, they would go to 5-4, get above 500 after a 2-9 campaign last year. That's kind of a big deal for them tonight. So I think that means a lot to them. So, a lot at stake. The other thing, I did mention a couple of their seniors and the youth on this team. This is also senior night. So, again, a big night here at John Hardin High School for these seniors, their last home game, unless they can get a home playoff game. So, for their regular season, they're celebrating this tonight as their last home game. So, big deal for those guys taking the field here at John Hardin. Could be the last time, hopefully for their sakes, not the last time they'll see this field on a Friday night. What we're going to see this evening from Coach Stockdale's Cardinals out of Nelson County and the Bulldogs from John Hardin is running attack. We're going to see the ground game tonight. Both of these teams are predicated on running the football. I remember 7-8 years ago that Nelson County was wide open, throwing the ball 50 times a game and putting up prodigious numbers in the passing game. But they are a running football team, as is this John Hardin Bulldogs squad. So that's what we're going to see. Now, that often makes for a quick game. Obviously, the clock's running. No incomplete passes to stop the clock. Fewer holding penalties, you hope, based on the run game. So the clock ought to run. That's one thing we should be aware of. The other thing we want to pay close attention to tonight when you're two running football teams, those turnovers that might occur during the course of the game make a huge difference in determining the outcome of the game. If the team that can take care of the football, if the Bulldogs can take care of the ball, that ought to bode well for their success tonight. Again, not fumbling the football. Now, I bring that up also because both these teams have obviously thrown the football a couple of times a game. The Bulldogs have thrown 41 passes in 8 games. It's an average of 5 passes per game. They're averaging 2 or 3 completions a game, so not a whole lot. But I will say this. They've got 7 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the season, so they've done a good job of protecting the football in the passing game. They have not turned the football over as much as has the Cardinals. The Cardinals, quarterback Paul Briney, 26 of 55 on the season, thrown 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So even though they've thrown for a few more yards at 564 versus Austin Richardson from John Hardin throwing for 421 yards, the Bulldogs have not turned it over as much in the passing game. They've made a couple of big plays, again, 7 touchdown passes on the season. So the Bulldogs have been a little more effective, I feel like. When you're a running team, you don't want to turn it over. You don't want to cause trouble, give yourself bad plays in the passing game. The one thing you will see, though, is teams that don't throw the football very much. Again, both these teams under 50% completion percentage. You definitely want to be over 55%, up around 60% in the passing game. But teams that don't throw it very much just usually aren't very good at it because that's not what they practice, folks. And so when they do throw it, it's a change of pace. It's an opportunity to pick up a first down. It's an opportunity maybe to hit a big play when the other team's not expecting it because you do run the football. So neither of these teams are going to light it up through the air. Again, under 50% completion percentage. But to me, maximizing those 5 or 6 or 7 opportunities during the course of the game is critical for both of these teams. Especially don't make mistakes in the passing game. Don't throw it away. Don't have 10 to 15-yard losses on sacks in the passing game. So those factors, I think, are super important for these teams. Again, I mentioned this is senior night for the John Hardin Bulldogs. Also at halftime, it's alumni night. So there'll be some alumni on the field. So we've got alumni in the stadium. We've got families here to cheer on their seniors. We've got a big game with playoff implications on the line. And so it looks like the Bulldogs are pretty fired up. They're about to take the field, run through the lines of cheerleaders. And here come the Bulldogs, led by senior number 7, Dante Jones, out of the tunnel and onto the field. We are getting close to kickoff here as Nelson County coming out to get on the field. We're about ready to go. Again, I'm Paul Gray. I'll be bringing the action. Tony Menendez could not make it tonight, so it's just me flying solo. And want to thank the guys working the cameras, working production in the truck, John White, River Perry, Isaiah Washington, Micah Gardner. Thanks to you guys for bringing the action tonight. Whether you're watching on Brandenburg, Comcast Cable's Channel 2, Spectrum Channel 184, or maybe even streaming through the National Federation of High School Sports, NFHS.com, we're ready for a good one. I really believe this is going to be a good matchup. We've got 2 teams that are fairly evenly matched, a 5-3 and a 4-4 squad. The results they had against Bardstown were similar. Their results throughout the season, when you look at common opponents, the district opponents, have been very similar. So looking forward to a good contest tonight. The Bulldogs kicking off here. Number 88 will put it into play, Ashton Russell. Bulldogs in the home reds and the Nelson County Cardinals in the away whites, and we are going to get it underway. The kick is away. It's a good one to the 10-yard line, collected there, straight up the field. Wow, all over him. Good coverage that time. The final hit made by number 12, B.J. Stewart. Didn't get the number of the returner. So it's the Cardinals now. We haven't talked a lot about the personnel, but the quarterback, number 1, Paul Briney, is obviously again, not throwing it a bunch, but Briney is their third leading rusher at 319 yards. Joey Goff, number 34, is the leading rusher for this club with 718 yards on the season. Right now, behind the quarterback is number 45, Aiden Hunter, more of a fullback. And he is the second leading rusher on the squad with 373 yards on the season. So tight end right. Actually, two tight ends. Oh, fumbled snap. It's still loose, still on the ground. The Bulldogs are jumping on it. Bulldogs, big play to start the game. Wow. Ball snapped just a little high. Briney couldn't handle it. It was a double tight end look, one back, in the shotgun, what we would call the pistol look with the back behind him, a tight wing to the right and two wideouts to the left. Bad snap. They were looking to hand the ball to number 45, Aiden Hunter. Never could corral it as Briney tried to jump on it. Took one of those funny football bounces. And here come the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 13-yard line. 11:47 to go. We're just starting out tonight. And we've already got a problem. Some sort of, I don't know. I think some sort of equipment problem there for number 20 for the Bulldogs. DJ Hightower has to come out. 25 will check in. Jones will take the jet sweep to the right. Cuts it back up. May pick up 2 or 3. So Dante Jones ball at the 10, nose resting on the 10, right hash, 2nd down and 7 here. Again, the Bulldogs are a wing T team. They're overbalanced to the left. Tight end, wing, and back all set to the left. They're going to go toss sweep to the fullback. He is run down from behind, a 2-yard loss. That was Amari Simon, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, minus 2 yards. Number 7, Reed McKee making the play. Not one of the leading tacklers for the squad, but he was there in a hurry to make that play. Number 20, Hightower, checking back in. It was number 25 who had replaced him, T.J. Williams, earlier. Williams is one of the leading tacklers on this squad. He's playing tight end on the right side now. Hightower, tight end on the left. No backs. Double wing. They're going to sprint out, throw it back the other direction. They've got it. Completed. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Looking for the number. I think it's number 20. That is, in fact, DJ Hightower making the catch. So a 12-yard touchdown.
Number 20, DJ Hightower on the reception. Pass by number 6, Austin Richardson.
So Hightower, number 20, makes the catch. And it is a 12-yard touchdown pass from Austin Richardson. Fantastic play design. We'll talk about that in just a minute here. Ashton Russell, 88, on for the point after. Didn't even really get to set the Nelson County defense much, but there it is, up and through. And the Bulldogs on the board early, 7-0. So 7-0 Bulldogs off of an early turnover. They turn that into points right away. Great play design from Coach. No backs. They go motion to make it look like jet sweep. They fake the jet sweep to Dante Jones, turn and throw it back the other direction. Everything was working to the right. The jet sweep, the quarterback's action. He pulls up and looks back to the left. Basically, just a very simple, what we used to call in the run and shoot when I played quarterback in Hanover, an option route where the inside receiver, whether it's a tight end or a slot, runs about 7 or 8 yards and just sits down. He finds the open area. He can turn inside, he can turn outside, whatever's going to get him in some open space. He found the open space just to the outside of his alignment as a tight end. And I'll tell you, that was a dart. Austin Richardson put it right on the money for a 12-yard touchdown pass. So just like I talked about in pregame, you know, just being effective, efficient, and having the opportunity to make some big plays in the passing game. And there's one of them. Good kick is away. It'll be number 6 to receive that. Number 6 is Caleb Higdon. Higdon trying to get up, won't even get to the 20 this time. Number 4, Cavalli Pittman there. Number 24 is there as well. That's Cam McFadden. Along with, again, number 12, B.J. Stewart, who was in on the tackle last time as well. So the Bulldogs will pin the Cardinals back. The Cardinals will start from their own 19-yard line again. They're in the shotgun. I figured they were more of a shotgun look of a team when I saw that Briney had 319 rushing yards. A little easier for the quarterback to be involved in carrying the football when he is in the shotgun formation. He is only about 4 yards from the center here. Motion, going to give straight ahead. About 2-yard gain there. Great tackling there. Number 9 was in on it. That's King Martin helping to make the play along with a couple guys up front, including number 54, Damian Lyons. 2-yard gain there for Aiden Hunter. So that's probably what they were intending to do on first down in the last series, is just give the ball to the big fullback. Overbalance look to the left. They're going to go toss sweep to the left where they have a little extra. Nothing doing, minus a yard on the toss there. Number 20 was carrying it. That's Hudson Ward. And he actually lost a yard, Hudson Ward, on the toss sweep there, as the Bulldogs were all over that play. Bring up third down and 9. Trips look to the right, one receiver left. Again, it's the fullback, Aiden Hunter, in the backfield behind Briney, the quarterback. So no tight ends. They've had a tight end set the last couple times. They trade a slot for a tight end. Quick throw to number 30 in the flat. Broken up. Number 8 there to make the play. A good job, M.J. Hayes, from his outside linebacker spot to come up and make a hit. It was number 30. They were throwing the ball to Oliver Blinko. And Blinko, the 4th leading rusher on the squad and one of the top 2 receiving options, that time from his slot position, just a quick out. And nothing doing. So Cardinals will be forced to punt. I believe it's number 7, Dante Jones, back to receive the punt. Motion across there. Kick is away. It's a low driving punt. Nice catch by Jones. He's going to try to get straight up the middle. He's got space on the left side. Oh, there's a flag down. Jones with a big return. That couple of flags way back. I'm not sure what that'll be. That's some interesting position for a flag. But a great return. About a 23-yard return, 24-yard return there by Jones. Great job with the blocking. Easy to set up with the low kick with not much hang time. We got 9:09 to go, and the Bulldogs are going to have the football. Penalty is on the Bulldogs. So an illegal block. 15 yards. They're walking that thing back. The Bulldogs will start at their own 43-yard line. Still very good field position for the Bulldogs. Their second possession again. Nelson County Cardinals, 1 play and a fumble, 3 plays and out. So 2 possessions, nothing to show for it. 1 yard of offense and 1 big turnover. Motion across from Jones, kind of slow. It's wing T formation to the left. They're running the buck sweep, and Cavalli Pittman with all kind of space makes a man miss. Great run by Cavalli Pittman from the 43 all the way to the 40 on the other side. 17-yard gain, actually 18-yard gain, Cavalli Pittman. So they just run buck sweep to the left out of a traditional wing T set. Buck sweep means both guards pulling to lead. The first guard on the play side is going to kick out. The second guard is going to pull up, and that is one of the base run plays of the wing T offense. Tight end left. They're going motion across to get into that same formation again. Might go the same way. I think there's early movement there. Unfortunately, they were going to run the same play again. Might be on the it's on the Cardinals, so somebody was a little early coming off the ball there. So that'll actually help the Bulldogs. It'll be a first down and 5 now. 8:43 to go. Bulldogs threatening. They are on the 34-yard line of the Cardinals. Great start for the Bulldogs and Coach Preston. He's got to love how this is getting going here. Richardson under center here. Again, same formation. They're going the same direction here. And we got to throw a waggle pass right here. Let's see. Going to go fullback trap. Woo, bouncing. Amari Simon just stacked up. That'll be a loss of at least a yard. I'm going to say a loss of 2. They tried to run fullback trap, and that thing was stacked up in a hurry. It looks like Nelson County in a 4-man front is really going to try to stack up and stop the fullback, the leading rusher for this John Harden. So -2. Simon, 2 carries, -4 yards so far. Again, he's got 626 yards on the season, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs. And that one, not a good one. 2nd down and 7 after the 2-yard loss. Deep motion from Jones. They're going to run the buck sweep the other way again, but lost a man in the blocking scheme when he went in motion there. No gain for Pittman. And so, wow. 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. 7:36 here. Clock stopped. They went out of bounds on that one. Actually, they went back a yard on that, so not no gain, a loss of a yard. 3rd down and a long 8, maybe 9 even. So a couple of rough plays there. They're going to go double handoff there. Nothing doing, man. Stuffed. Number 51 and number 60 for the Cardinals. That's Lincoln Boblet and Brandon Newton in the backfield to make that stop. So, wow. A couple of -1 rushing plays. Actually, a -2 and then 2 -1s there. And the Bulldog drive stalls. Punt formation. Nobody back deep. They're just going to – Nelson County's going to play defense and make sure this is not a fake. I don't blame them for that. You can't give up a big play here. Oh, my goodness, almost blocked. Number 85, the punter, gets it away, and it bounces into the end zone. So a little bit unfortunate there. They only pick up a net of 19 yards, even though the punt was a 39-yarder. And the Cardinals will start on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Punter there, Isaiah Curry, hit that one pretty well. He took a little bit of time, and it was the rush was close. A little bit risky there, the way he held the football and took his time. Number 62 checking in a little late there. Jacob Adams will get on the field. It looks like just a 3-man front here for the Bulldogs. They may be missing somebody, but wow, nice hit by Cavalli Pittman as the fullback 45 picks up about 5. It's Aiden Hunter. Straight ahead from that pistol look, set up right behind the quarterback again. Number 34, Joey Goff, the leading rusher on this squad, hasn't touched it yet. 5 plays. Now we got a wing T look from Nelson County. Double wing, tight end to the right. Deep motion for number 30, and there's the keep. Quarterback's got it. Briney, big run. Cutting back, working back and forth up the field, out to the 50-yard line. Wow, made a nice fake. Looked like kind of a read option look. And kept it there. I think Jones and Williams had to make the play. Number 25, TJ Williams, helping to get in on that tackle. They'll work quickly here. Will the Cardinals? Same formation, opposite side now. Tight end is to the left. Deep motion, give straight ahead, and there they go. The big fullback pounding ahead for 9 yards. That's Aiden Hunter. Big play there. So it is starting to move the football here. Big run from Briney. It was about a 25-yard run. He's going to keep again, and they don't have anybody on the quarterback right now. It's another big carry there from the 41 down to about the 23. An 18-yard carry, 19-yard carry, they'll spot it. So 2 carries so far and 44 yards for Paul Briney. They're going to go to the fullback again. This time stuffed in the backfield. Hunter has it. Big number 51, Will Adams, making the play. Right there with him was big number 62, Jacob Adams. So the two seniors there making their presence felt on that one. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Man, I didn't see that. I'm not sure how Hunter got the line of scrimmage on that play, but they're going to say he's still right there at the line of scrimmage. 4:27 and counting here. Deep motion they're going to give to the – this time it's – wow. Pounding straight ahead. Different ball carrier this time. Big number 39 this time. Who's 39? Aiden Hutchins. Huh. So Aiden Hutchins with the carry. Picked up about 6 on the play. So Hutchins, oh boy, a mess in the backfield. Great play by number 11 from John Harden. Cameron Moore makes the play as Briney was looking to give the ball to Caleb Higdon. It looked like there was a problem at the mesh point where he's trying to, it looks like he's either going to give or pull the ball and keep it himself. And Moore was there, and he had no choice. It looked like Moore tackled both the quarterback and the fullback there. The fullback being Caleb Higdon that time. And here we go. Russell Lux, the kicker, is on to attempt a field goal. That's a 39-yarder. Knocked it through. Wow, nice one. 39-yard field goal from Russell Lux, and he nailed that. That had plenty of leg on it. And so the Bulldogs, after the -6, I'm going to give that -6 to Higdon on that play. I couldn't tell if the ball was in his stomach or if the quarterback had kept it. But great job, Cameron Moore, to stop that drive and hold them to 3. With 3:20 to go in the first, it's 7-3 Bulldogs. This is HCEC-TV student production. HCEC's division of Hardin County Schools Live Channel 1 program sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical therapy associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com, etownapartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com for those who are serving our country in the military. A discount is available. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. So fresh off of a 39-yard field goal, Russell Lux, who on the season was 2 for 5 on field goals, make that 3 for 6. Actually, it's going to be number 9 kicking off here. That is Lux. I'm sorry, 9 is Lux. So Lux getting ready there. Setting the team is, in fact, 45, Aiden Hunter. And he'll knock that one into the end zone. So we're finding out that old Russell Lux there has got a leg on him. And he fired through that 39-yarder like it was nothing. And he'll knock that one into the end zone without any trouble on that one as well. So with 3:20 to go here again in the first, 7-3 Bulldogs. The Bulldogs will take over at their own 20-yard line. Bulldogs took advantage of an early turnover. Defense held there on that Nelson County Cardinal drive. That was their third possession. The Cardinals, in their first 2 possessions, only had 1 yard and 1 turnover. No backs, 2 tight ends. They're going to go jet sweep to the left. It looks like it's Pittman. Pittman's got some space. Good run, Cavalli. Pittman still on his feet. Out to the 40-yard line. Finally stopped by number 4, Noah Sokolski. And so they're going to give him a 19-yard gain on that one. So Pittman, interesting stat line so far. He's had runs of 18 and 19 yards. His other 2 runs have been -1 and -1. So big plays and losses for Pittman so far, but a great run there. Made a couple nice cuts, made one guy miss, And first and 10 Bulldogs at their own 39. Double tight end, double wing. Amari Simon at fullback right behind Richardson. Deep motion, fullback trap, and Simon dragging folks for about 4 yards, maybe 5. 5-yard gain for Simon. So Simon started off with a couple of negative carries. Has got 5 yards on that one. So for 3 carries, he's got 1 yard. He had 2 -2 carries before. A really good trap block that time up front. Again, this Nelson County defense is in a 4-man front. Trying to play like a 4-2 over balance, maybe a 52 look with a monster, actually, is what they're trying to play, a 5-man front. That outside end looked like an outside backer because he's walked off a little bit. He's playing defensive end. A little off tackle there. That time Jones is going to carry for 3 yards, brings up 3rd down and 2. So Donche Jones has 2 carries for 5 yards here in the first quarter. Cam Moore, number 11, checking out. Number 6, Richardson has the play from Coach Preston. He's on the field and ready to go. They're out of the huddle. 2:01 to go here in the first. McFadden out to the left, overbalanced look to the left. They're going to go straight ahead with the ex-Buck. Simon still on his feet. He was not down. He was on top of the defender. He's still running. Oh, now he slips and falls. Yeah, he's down right there at about the 30. Wow. 22-yard run. So Simon had about 5 yards. Looked like he was tackled, but he kind of spun over the top of the defender. It looked like he was down, but his leg never touched the ground. And he just kept on running. 22-yard gain there. Same formation here, tight end right, but wing and set back to the left. Same play. It's called ex-Buck. Big hit right there at the end of that by number 51 from the Cardinals, Lincoln Boblet. He's the 3rd leading tackler on this squad, and Boblet laid a lick on Amari Simon. But Simon on that ex-Buck, the X refers to some cross blocking up front. And straight ahead with a halfback leading. Same formation. 5-yard gain that time from Simon. Going to go same play again, and he's got space again. Makes another man miss down to about the 17. There's a flag down at the end of this play. We'll have to see what that is. It was about an 8-yard gain and a 1st down here. They're going to call a face mask. So that may be added on to it here. I believe that'll be a spot foul. No, it'll be from the line of scrimmage. With the 8-yard gain, depending on what kind of face mask that is, we'll see what they're going to say here. Yeah, I'm sorry. It will be stepped off from that point. A 5-yard addition to the run. And it is 1st and 10 from the 12. The Bulldogs in the red zone with 43 seconds to go here in the first. McFadden split out to the right. Pittman and Simon in the backfield. It might be Jones there with them. Cross-buck going the other way. Not the X-buck, but crossing action from the backs this time, where the fullback goes right and the halfback goes back to the left. So a nice pickup there from Pittman. Going to go from the 12 to the 7, 5 yards for Pittman on the carry. And it looks like the clock will run out to end the first quarter, 7-3, with the Bulldogs threatening from the 7-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 when we pick it up in the second quarter. Good drive for the Bulldogs. Another opportunity to put a big score on the board here. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling is a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. Eton Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties in the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So 12 minutes in, the Bulldogs up 7-3 and putting a drive together here. Thanks to the leading rusher, Amari Simon. They've gone with a fullback trap and then a couple of X-bucks is what they call it. You've got one of the linemen and the tight wing there, tight wing blocking in, the tackle blocking out, and that creates like an X look. So it's called X-buck. The buck part means the halfback leading the fullback through the hole. Buck is a lot like ISO terminology. In the I formation, if you call isolation, it means your fullback's going to block the linebacker with the tailback coming through. In the wing T formation, you just call that buck. A lot of other terminology like that. Motion across is Pittman. Tight end, wing on that side. It's just power that way. Nothing doing. Wow. Stuffed in the backfield for a big loss. Number 35 there, Braden Smith making the tackle for the Cardinals, and that will bring it back about 4 yards. A 4-yard loss on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 9. So what was a 2nd and 5 is now a 3rd and 9. So a tough situation here. And Bulldogs taking a lot of time in the huddle. And so Coach Preston's like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and talk this over. 3rd down and 9 from about the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. We'll talk this over. So Coach Preston will go into a little break here, talk it over, see what they want to do. This is an HCEC-TV student production, the Division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy, Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTownApartments.com, West Point Bank, and eTown Exterminating. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2, Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs are on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew, John White, River Perry, Isaiah Washington, and Micah Gardner. So here's the question. Come out of the timeout on 3rd down. What are we going to do here? Will they set up for the field goal and run the football here? Maybe some sort of reverse action, or are they going to go play action again like they did for the first touchdown? Looks like they're set up in the same formation. Would not surprise me a bit. And exactly what they're doing. They're looking for, they got the man open. No, couldn't get it to Jones on that play. So this time, the first time they threw back to the option route, to the slot or the tight end. That time, it's Jones on what looked like kind of a wheel route. Outside release and up the sideline. He got behind the corner, but the ball was maybe just slightly overthrown by Richardson. And it looks like the field goal unit will be on. Number 88, Ashton Russell, is on to attempt the field goal. They'll set the set the tee about the 18. We got a 28-yard field goal attempt. This would be huge for the Bulldogs. They need to come out of this drive with a score after such a good drive. And timeout called again for John Hardin. Not sure what's going on there. Coach Preston didn't like something he saw there, and so timeout called. So again, the importance right here is to get something on the board out of a great drive. Got the ball all the way down the field to about the 7-yard line, then took a 4-yard loss back to the 11. And on 2nd down and 5, you had to think if you're Coach Preston, you're going to have a great opportunity to get 7 points out of that. Great play, though, from number 35. It was Braden Smith who filtered through on the power. The weak side guard was pulling to lead the play. And the Bulldogs are huddling here instead of just going straight into their kick formation. Here they come. Austin Richardson, the quarterback, will hold. Again, it's Ashton Russell on. 11 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the second. 28 yards. Ball's down. Kick blocked. Going the other way. Cardinals picked it up. And looked like he tripped. There were a couple guys there that could have made the play, but big number 44 was rumbling down the field with a Cooper Thompson. I couldn't see who filtered through. I'm not sure what happened there. As Coach Preston called a timeout, he may have seen something he didn't like. And whatever it was, came to fruition right there as there were at least two Cardinals that split the offensive line. Protection was not there. Tight end left now. The Cardinals will start on their own 44. Wow, what a turn of events. No points and great field position for the Cardinals. Play action look. Slant from the outside. Caught! Big play. Dante Jones, the only one that's got a chance to stop him. No chance. Touchdown Cardinals. 56 yards. First passing play there. 56 yards for a touchdown. Holy cow, what a turn of events. The receiver there was number 33, Nick Nally. I'm going to take a look at the stats there because I don't think Nick Nally has been one of their leading receivers at all on the season. But he's got 53 yards and a touchdown on the slant. A quick play action look there. Yeah, Nally, 2 catches for 21 yards on the season. He does have 1 touchdown already. This will be his second. And we know Lux is going to knock that through. Russell Lux makes this a 10-7 game for the Nelson County Cardinals. Guys, what a turnaround just in a few seconds. With 11 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the second quarter, the Bulldogs are attempting a 28-yard field goal. Exactly 19 seconds later, they're down a field goal. Wow. Let's see if Coach Preston can get his group to refocus, come back together, and try to make some plays here, get something else going as they did on their last drive. Again, they got it all the way to the 7. Had a loss of yardage, an incomplete pass, and then a blocked field goal. So a charmed first quarter where the Bulldogs played fantastically, took advantage of a turnover, moved the football, played well defensively, has fallen apart here early in the second quarter. Hopefully, again, they can regain some momentum as they had all the momentum early in this ball game. Again, 10:51 to go. Lux will be on to kick off here. Back deep is Dante Jones, and it's number 24, which is Cam McFadden back. Deep to receive the kick. Nelson County kicking from the right hash. All their guys from the left hash to the sideline. That ball is deep and into the end zone, and that will be John Hardin Bulldogs football starting at the 20-yard line with 10:51 to go. We'll see if they can right the ship here after a tough sequence of plays. And a great throw from Paul Briney. That ball was right on the money. Great catch from Nick Nally. 53-yard touchdown. Again, slants. If you get the pass off, if you catch the ball and turn vertically immediately, you're 15 yards downfield just a second after you've caught the football, and it's tough to make a play on that. Double wing tight end left. Motion across to Jones. They're going to go jet sweep there. Good block on the corner. There's going to be a couple of flags, though. Number 30 makes the tackle. Oliver Blinko. The flags are down. I have a feeling this might be against the Bulldogs. Let's see. Nope. They're pointing. No, it isn't. Oh. All right. The chop from Nelson County a couple weeks ago in the game that we called. The same call was made in the North Hardin, Central Hardin game. Again, we used to teach that as a technique. If they're running wide against you and you've got a blocker coming at you, if you'll go low on him, you'll make a lot of you'll make a pile where the runner's trying to run the football. But a 10-yard penalty, first down and 10 from the 30 now. Wing T formation to the left, double handoff, and just nothing there. Number 30, Blinko, was just standing there waiting. Nobody to block the defensive end there. Again, it's a 5-man front now that they're running. Blinko makes a great tackle. It was number 12, B.J. Stewart, I believe, had the football. And minus a yard on that carry. So second down and 11 after the loss of a yard. Usually there's a trapper to trap that defensive end on that play, but nobody there. Again, it's a 50 monster. You've got 2 linebackers and a third linebacker that's going to play to the strong side of the formation. They're going to flop that as the strength of the formation changes here. Off tackle, ball on the ground, fumble. Again, it was B.J. Stewart with the ball again, and he hasn't carried the ball a whole lot. But, man, guys in the backfield to make that a mess back there. And Stewart dropped the football, so now we've got a minus 3-yard play. A couple times the Bulldogs have had a couple of good plays and then a couple of losses here. That front for Nelson County seems to be winning. You got 2 teams that run the football as much as these 2 teams do. It pretty much comes down to who's going to win in the trenches right there. Overbalanced look to the right side, motion. There's a flag down here. May have been a flinch from one of the Bulldog players. It's a false start. No, offsides on Nelson County. Well, I don't know that I saw that. Well, that'll give them several of the yards back there. So third down and 9 now from the 31. They need the 40-yard line for a first down. Richardson's got the play in the huddle now. Again, it's a 5-man front. And those 5 guys are some pretty impressive-looking players here. You got your 2 linebackers inside there, 35 and 51 there. 12 is your outside linebacker to the 2 receiver side. They're going to sprint out. Richardson looking to throw, was hit. So the throw came up short. He was looking for number 8 out on the outside, M.J. Hayes, and couldn't get him the ball after being hit. So with 8:51, they'll send the ball back to the Cardinals. And again, what was a great first quarter was really heading in the wrong direction in a hurry. Number 85, Isaiah Curry, on to punt. Got 2 receivers to the right, sprint gunners to get down the field. Nobody back to receive the punt. Again, the Cardinals are going to give up any roll, but they're going to try to block this punt or at least stop them from being a bad bounce for the Bulldogs. And they're just standing there watching it as it rolls backwards. Finally downed at the 50. So the punt, a 19-yard punt. Curry, not much gain there. Cardinals putting a lot of pressure with nobody back deep. They're going to defend and they're going to rush the punter. I don't mind that strategy. I usually love to have one guy back because usually the ball, when kicked, will roll forwards and you're just giving up free yards to the kicking team. All right, pistol formation again, tight end and wing to the right, 2 receivers left. Give it a number 45 there straight ahead, a 4-yard gain for Aiden Hunter. Second down and 6. The 46-yard line of the Bulldogs are in Bulldog territory now. Nelson County Cardinals with 8:22 have a big opportunity here in Bulldog territory to try to get something put together to take a 2-score lead. Same formation, wing and tight end right. They're going to go inside scissors trap. Number 11, Cam Moore, making another nice play. It'll be a 2-yard gain there. Number 30 on the carry was Oliver Blinko. I'm going to give him a 3-yard gain. Brings up a third down and 3 from the 43-yard line. They need the 40, do the Cardinals for a first down. And I would say in Bulldog territory, this is probably 4-down territory for a running team like this. You've got 2 downs to pick up 3 yards. Again, it's a 4-3 cover 2, maybe cover 4 look for the Bulldogs. They've got 2 deep safeties, 2 corners that are kind of backed off a little bit here. 4-3, quarterback keep. And, boy, they've hurt the Bulldogs with that quarterback keep. That time 3 yards, which is exactly what they needed for a first down. Tackle made there by the safety, number 9, King Martin. But Blenko will pick up the, let's say, 4 that they needed. First down and 10 now at the 39-yard line. It's almost like a belly play, but we'll call it read option, even though I don't think they're reading anything. Tight end wing left, deep motion. They're going to give to the fullback again, number 45. He's just bulldozing ahead. He is not a finesse runner in any way. 6-yard gain that time for Aiden Hunter. Second down and 4. Almost 3, actually, so it's just about 3.5 yards they need for a first down. Second down and 4 here. 6:33 and counting. No tight end this time, 2 wings. Number 33, Nick Nally, will cut his split down. They'll go quarterback keep again. It's like a belly keep look, and another big run on that. Going to pick up about 11 yards for Briney there, and another first down. His 4 carries, Paul Briney, 25 yards, 19 yards, 4 yards, and 11 yards. Every time he's pulled the ball and kept it, it's been a first down. That John Harden defense is really keying on number 45, Aiden Hunter. Deep motion. They're going to give to Hunter straight ahead. Nice defensive play. Knifing inside. Number 11, Cam Moore. He's had himself a fantastic first half, making a number of big plays. No gain on that one. Hunter stopped at the line of scrimmage. He was hit in the backfield, and Moore had to hang on to his ankle to keep him from getting any further, but he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10, opportunity for the Bulldogs here. Double wing formation, tight end to the right, deep motion, inside give on the scissors trap, space. Number 30, inside the 5, touchdown! Cardinals, Oliver Blenko from 23 yards out. Touchdown run, Blenko. With 5:30 to go, they'll take a 16-7 lead. The Cardinals, their last couple possessions, putting scores on the board, 3 possessions in a row, in fact, a field goal and 2 touchdowns. Being super physical with the fullback is opening up things for Briney and Blenko and Hutchins so that they can run the football effectively. So I'll start on the offense. Someone moving on the Nelson County front. Coach of Nelson County was thinking about sending a couple of his big fellas in. I will say this, Nelson County's big. Several of these backs that they're running in there. Big number 39, Aiden Hutchins, who ran the ball once for 6 yards. Aiden Hunter, number 45. Those are some big kids. And up front, they're pretty big and physical looking as well. Again, this is a 5-3 team. Their losses have come to South Oldham, Holy Cross out of Louisville. They lost 14-10. And then last week to Bardstown, the district champs, 41-3. But this is a big, fairly big physical football team. Again, this is Class 4A. What are they doing here? Come on, guys. This is a point after. We got to be able to. So they're saying not on the offense, but on the defense, offsides. And coach is going to go for 2 now. I don't know if I love that, but if you're as big and physical and you're having the success that these guys are having, the offense is back on the field as they've gone half the distance. So they're 1.5 yards from the end zone here. And they're going to go power I. Oh, I love it. Double tight end power I. Here we go. All the big fellas in. 39 and 35 are on the field. That's Aiden Hutchins And 35 is Braden Smith at fullback and at power back. And you got the fullback, Aiden Hunter, at tailback. See, they got all the big kids on the field, and they're going to bulldoze this thing in, or try to. They're going to go off tackle to left. And, man, those three guys just absolutely steamrolled the Bulldogs. Number 35, Braden Smith, just ran over Cavalli Pittman there on his block. So instead of 17-7, it'll actually be 18-7. The two-point conversion from Nelson County makes this thing an 11-point ball game with 5.5 to go here in the second quarter. We'd like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact nfhs.com to subscribe today. I have enjoyed my subscription to NFHS, being able to watch all kinds of good sporting events all the way. You can watch your hometown school play volleyball, soccer, football, basketball games. We've used our NFHS subscription for all kinds of enjoyment, good high school athletes in action. So I've told everybody how I used NFHS last year to watch my nephew in Marietta play when I wasn't able to go to a game last year. My daughter playing basketball, I was able to watch it on NFHS. There was a streaming service at that school that was streaming through NFHS, so I've really enjoyed my NFHS subscription. Lux, kick is away, caught at the 1. Jones will be able to return this one. Trying to turn outside to the right, trying to get the corner there. Shut down by number 18, who did a good job of keeping contained. That's Russell Cox for the Cardinals, but a good return by Jones. Gets it to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, right hash mark. So 1st and 10 from the 29, and the Bulldogs need something here. They need to get down the field and get some points. 5:22 to go in the second quarter. A running football team, it's enough time to be able to move the ball down the field. Obviously, they're going to need a big play or two to get down the field. They're going to go back to this X-Buck thing off right tackle. It's exactly what they're going to do, and they've got big yards again. Amari Simon up to about the 47, an 8-yard gain for Simon. So that X-Buck off the right side with the wing and the back set to the split end side. Very effective. They are starting to set the extra linebacker to that side. This time, stop, but Simon's going to break a tackle. He's going to get the first down. 3-yard gain for Simon. He did all that himself. Broke a tackle in the backfield and then fought his way for a first down to the 40-yard line, just over the 40-yard line. And clock running again here. After that first down there, they moved very quickly into their second down play. Preston this time not as quick getting the play onto the line of scrimmage. 4:29 and counting here in the second quarter. Yeah, 1st and 10 at their own 41. So good field position and opportunity here. At some point, got to think Austin Richardson's going to have to make a play throwing the football. We'll see. And here they are. They're going to take a chance here. Throw one to the outside. Ball caught. Great tackle. Layson Anderson, number 3, caught the ball. Brought down quickly. I believe it was number 12 on the tackle. That's Alex Evdos. And about a 2-yard gain on the throw there. .347 and counting. 2nd down and 8 from the 43-yard line. I think that was, again, safe pass, short pass. But you're going to have to use some way to move the football down the field here. Same formation. They're going to look to throw it again. He was looking for Jones down the field, but there's Richardson on the run. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Gets out of bounds. Great run by Richardson. 15-yard gain for Austin Richardson when he didn't find the slot receiver Jones, who was running a seam route down the middle of the field. He was covered by the safety. Safety all over him. Richardson made a quick decision to run the football, broke 2 tackles. Beautiful job, Richardson, running the football. So that's exactly what they needed. Now, with 3:22, clock stopped because he went out of bounds. They're now at the Cardinal 42-yard line here. X-Buck again. Big number 60 in the hole. Plugging that one up. That's Brandon Newton, senior defensive lineman for Nelson County. They're going to give Simon a yard on the carry.
End zone behind it.
2:54 and counting. Cardinals up 18-7. Bulldogs 2nd and 9 at the Cardinal 41. Again, the overlook, the loaded look, and they're going backside trap. Nothing doing as Pittman is wrapped up. Maybe a yard. I don't think so. Yeah, they're going to give him a yard to the 40. So Cavalli Pittman picks up 1 there. Ooh, 2:26 in counting, but they need yards right here. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. And the issue is less the clock right now than it is just picking up this first down. If they can get the first down, then they can start worrying about the clock. Only 1 timeout is, if you recall, last time they were deep in Cardinal territory and got the field goal blocked, Coach Preston called 2 timeouts. They've only got 1 here. Just under 2 minutes to go now. They're going reverse to Jones. Jones out of bounds at the 35, so he picks up 5 yards. It'll bring up a 4th and 3. It will stop the clock, though, so a good play. Jones gets 5 and stops the clock. They need a 4th down and 3 here to keep this drive alive with 1:54. A little bit dangerous with this much time still on the clock, and Nelson County with 3 timeouts. If you give them the football back right here at their own 35, they hit quickly with a slant route for a touchdown earlier. This team has the ability, does Nelson County, to get down the field in a couple of minutes. I believe a timeout has been called. What's going on here? Timeout called by whom? No timeout called. These officials are confused. No timeout? No timeout. Start it again. He's going to run the clock. Jones went out of bounds. Why would they wind the clock in this case? That makes no sense at all, buddy. The officials are confused. Now we got a timeout, and we've run time off the clock now. 9 seconds came off the clock, and Nelson County has now called timeout. They wanted a timeout, but they wanted to see how John Harden was going to line up first. So they go to call a timeout the first time. They're like, no, we don't want a timeout, because they hadn't seen John Harden line up yet. As soon as John Harden lines up this time, they're going to call timeout. So that's a little bit of a rough situation there, and the officials did not handle that well at all. The clock should not have run down. John Harden lost 9 seconds. Dante Jones on the play before had gone out of bounds. So I'm not sure why he was winding the clock in that situation. You know, in college they're doing that now, where they don't, I don't like that. Out of bounds should be a clock stoppage, and it was, and then all of a sudden he wound the clock. I don't think the white hat there remembered our official or referee there knew what was going on at the time. Well, here it goes, 4th down and 3. Big play here in this ball game. Second quarter, 1:43 to go. We got double tight end, double wing with a wide out to the left as well. No back, so it's got to be jet sweep or some kind of reverse action. Here they go. They're going to throw the ball. There's that quick option route. Unable to hang on to it was number 20, who caught the touchdown pass in the first half. That's DJ Hightower. And they ran the exact same play they had run on the touchdown. Hightower runs just a little option route. He runs down the field, straight down the field about 6 or 7 yards and turns to the outside away from the linebackers. And nothing doing there. Throw was a little outside, but it looked like Hightower had an opportunity to catch that football. So here we go at the 35-yard line with 1:37 to go here. Paul Briney, Nelson County quarterback's got an opportunity. Tight end left, double wing formation. Big fullback is behind him, and he's just pounding straight ahead. Good tackle by number 51 there, Will Adams. 1 yard for Aiden Hunter. Big number 45. .114 and counting. Toss sweep. Jones was out there to slow it down. And a good tackle by number 54 there. Damian Lyons was on the play, as was number 2, Jabari Wilson. Number 30 on the carry for 4 yards there. Number 30, Oliver Blenko, had the 23-yard touchdown earlier. And the clock is running. We're down to 45 seconds here. Not in any big hurry. The Cardinals, I'm sure Coach Stockdale is thrilled going in 18-7 up at the half. So deep motion here. Oh, my land. He overthrew him. Can you believe that? They faked a toss sweep, and the tight end runs, actually the wide out, number 33, Nally, who caught the 53-yard touchdown earlier, straight down the field. Nobody in coverage. Why, if you're a safety, you're chasing a toss sweep to the opposite side of the field? It makes absolutely no sense at all. Stay in coverage. You're a safety. You're not going to make a play on the opposite side of the field on a toss sweep. Wow. He's open 15 to 20 yards ahead or downfield from anyone, and that ball was overthrown. You underthrow that every time just to give your guy a chance to catch it and run. That would have been a massive play. It would have been a massive blow to the John Hardin Bulldogs. But instead, Bulldogs, actually, they'll get the ball to start the second half and have an opportunity to cut this to a one-score game. If they had scored there, they'd have been up 3 scores. This John Hardin offense has not shown the explosiveness to be able to come back down 3 scores. Period. That's a game-sealing play right there at the end of the first half, and just overthrown. Briney just didn't understand the situation he was in. Got excited and just a little too much. Nally couldn't quite get to it. Leading a guy down the field when he's wide open downfield is just a bad idea. Throw it right to him. Throw it right into his chest. You hear everybody say, oh, throw it up and let him run under it. No, you don't. Throw it right at him. Hit him with it. Especially when he's wide open like that. Motion across as they do on their punts. Punt is away. It's a good punt. Oh, my goodness. Fumbled punt as McFadden didn't come up with it. I'm not sure who got it there. Could be Nelson County ball with 18 seconds inside the 30. And they may have another opportunity. There were 2 John Hardin Bulldogs there, and the Bulldogs have it. Wow. McFadden missing that was a big deal. He wanted to make a play here at the end of the half, so he's hustling to try to get to the short punt. And it landed at his feet, and, he could have kicked it. I mean, it's lucky that it stayed right there, and the Bulldogs were able to jump on it. So they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Just 18 seconds to go. I got to imagine Coach Preston may just kneel on this thing. There's no need to really take any chances at this point. Nelson County's defense is going to play really loose. Their DBs ought to be pretty far back. They're in a 4-man front this time. They're going to go with a backside trap. Nothing doing, a loss of 5 yards as they gave it to Cavalli Pittman. And they have been just so up and down in the running game today with a lot of negative plays as well as some good ones as well. But that's going to bring us to the half. with the visitors. Nelson County Cardinals up 18-7 at the half. A big second quarter for that Nelson County squad to take the lead and to expand on that lead. Coach Preston's going to go at halftime trying to figure out what can I do to get these couple of scores back and to stop that really tough running attack of the Nelson County Cardinals. So we've got an alumni night here, so the band will perform. There'll be some alumni recognitions tonight. So a 20-minute halftime. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for some first half stats and then the second half of this big District 2 4A clash.
Hi, I'm Jarrett Cox with HCEC-TV, and I'm pleased to be joined by Sean Rich of E-Town Exterminating. Thank you for being here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, you were telling me before we started that you have been in business for 47 years, and it's been family-owned and operated this entire time.
Yes, this is a company that my parents started back in 1976, and I came in the company about 28 years ago, and I've been in the company ever since.
You know, I see your people all the time out working. They're working hard, and they're doing great work to keep us safe from all those pests. And talk a little bit about kind of some of the pest control that you do.
We do a lot of residential and commercial pest control. We do a lot of monthly services that we do on a regular basis. We do termite control, where we put the little green stations in the ground. It's called Centricon. We do a lot of mosquito management and mole management.
You know, mole management, that's not something that I would have thought of that you do. So I'm glad that somebody's out there doing it.
Right.
You need to protect us from those mole men. So you actually used to play sports.
Yes. In high school, I played basketball, and I ran cross country and track at E-Town High School. And then I ran cross country at Georgetown College.
You know, it's so impressive. You know, something that I wish I could have done. And the support that you have given us to allow people to be able to not only run track and play basketball, but people to be able to see their kids on TV. And that's such a special feeling.
It's a unbelievable that now that we can watch a lot of these sports. Growing up, we were lucky to have one little picture or maybe a videotape of one of our games. But it's unbelievable what you all do to go out there and to be able to put these kids on live TV and the exposure they get in the community. And we're just glad to be a part of it.
And we're really grateful for your support, because without you, we would not be able to do what we do.
Well, thank you.
So if somebody is in need of getting some, whether it's mole management or termite or even mosquito control, which is not something that I would have thought of either. I'm really glad somebody's keeping those pesky things away from me.
Yes.
If somebody needs that service, how do they go about contacting you?
They can call us on our on our phone. It's 270-737-6900, or you can get on our website and we have a contact us, and they can send us an email that way.
And that's muggabug.com, correct?
Yes, muggabug.com.
And like I said, you all do fantastic work. I see your men hard at work here around the studio, making sure that we're safe from all those bugs, and hopefully we don't have to worry about moles, but you never know.
Well, you never know.
Rashawn, thank you so much for being here.
Okay, it's my pleasure.
And thank you so much for watching HCEC-TV. Let's get back to some great sports action.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is finally here. BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi from Brandenburg Telecom. With new Wi-Fi 6 compatibility and an app that puts you in control of your home network, get ultimate power and performance to every corner of your home. Set up and connect devices, pause Wi-Fi, and customize parental controls all from our BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi app. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, and it's a blast. Ditch your old wireless router and switch to BBTEL Blast Wi-Fi today.
Hi, I'm Jarrett Cox with HCEC-TV, and I'm pleased to be joined by Regina Goff, Senior Property Manager for Mark Harris and Sean Goff. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And speaking of Mark Harris and Sean Goff, I mean, they have so many great things that they're involved in. Black Branch Storage, Riding Springs Luxury Living, and they're always full. It's always hard to get a spot at either one of those. So they're bringing the Southern Way RV Park and Storage.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about that new exciting venture?
Yeah, so we're going to have 190 RV spots. They're all going to be blacktop. They're going to be beautiful. And we're going to have over 600 storage units. Some of them are canopies for RVs, boats, vehicles, things like that. Yeah.
And the location of it, I mean, it is located right in the heartbeat of Elizabethtown. You can get off the Western Kentucky Parkway. You can get on 65. Mm-hmm. It's so close to Blue Oval, which is, coming up, and there'll be more and more need for this kind of housing.
Yeah, for sure. We wanted to bring more housing and that to our community. So we're 5 minutes from Blue Oval SK. We're just right around the corner to I-65, Western Kentucky Parkway. We're really close to everything.
And one of the things, speaking of the location, I live around Nolan Lake. It's just an hour from Nolan Lake. You can take your boat down to Nolan Lake and go have a nice evening of fishing.
Yeah, you're in Elizabethtown, Hardin County. You can store your boat there and just grab it and go to Nolan.
So if somebody wants to get a spot, now granted, if there are spots, because Mark Harris and Sean Goff, their spots go pretty quick. Who do they need to call?
They need to call me for now. It's 270-734-4700.
And we'll put all that information at the bottom of the screen about who to contact to get your spot at the Southern Ray RV Park and Storage. Now, you've been a longtime sponsor, Mark Harris and Sean Goff, and you've been here in studio to talk about some of the great things that they've brought to the community. And your sponsorship of HCEC-TV to bring live sports action to people, it's so beneficial, and we're very grateful. You talk a little bit about, I understand you have some friends' kids that you love to watch play sports.
Yeah, I've got some friends. Their kids play at Central Hardin High School. Football, softball, basketball. Yeah. And
basically all the sports that require balls.
Yep.
And Black Branch Storage, Winding Springs Luxury Living, they don't have spots open very often, but if you're lucky and they might have a spot open, who do they need to call?
They need to call me.
And once again, we'll put that information at the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you get a spot because they do go quick. Black Branch Storage, they're always full. Winding Springs Luxury Living is always full. And I'm sure that the Southern Way RV Park and Storage will always be full as soon as it opens.
Yeah, we hope so.
And I'm sure that it will. With that partnership, I know that you've got great hands leading the ship there.
Yes, for sure.
Regina, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for watching HCEC-TV. Let's get back to some great sports action. Cox with HCEC-TV, and I am pleased to be joined by Shelley Brackett, the Assistant Vice President of West Point Bank. Shelley, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Before we started, we were talking about how you started on the teller line at Upton, and it really shows to me how West Point Bank is that family bank, that local bank.
Yes, actually, I started on the teller line at our Elizabethtown branch, and I moved to Glendale. I've been almost at every one of our 5 locations, but yes, 17 years I've been there, and it really is. We're out in the community. We're family. Working together, and that it simply is the hometown bank atmosphere. So.
Especially bank buyouts and that kind of thing. You want to be able to walk into your local bank and know who the teller is and have that relationship.
Right. I mean, we all are selling the same products, so that customer service is really what's going to set you apart from anyone else. So yes, we have our familiar faces always. We don't have much turnover, so that's great for us. And so those customers do get that special attention. We know them by name. That's how we operate. So very hometown and customer service friendly.
And keeping the same people behind the desk is very important because that just shows the atmosphere. You want to bank at a place that doesn't have high turnover.
Right. I mean, it's absolutely necessary to keep your staff and keep them educated on, all the changing events and, the way the world operates these days. And so, it is important that we retain our employees. So.
Speaking of the way that the world changes, interest rates are on the rise. So
Right.
what do you recommend people to do to better save their money?
Well, to save, that's a good thing right now. So if you are looking to invest, CD rates are very high right now. That goes along with interest rates for loans being high as well. But if you are looking to save, definitely invest your money into a high interest rate CD right now. A lot of them are short term, but that's good for the consumer as well because, again, we don't know what the world holds for us in the future. So that is the best solution right now, short term.
So long term, one of the things that you have is a secondary market program. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, so our secondary market program, we have almost 2.5 years invested in this program. And what we do, we are able to sell our loans to investors, so therefore we can offer better interest rates, I guess, compared to what we do in the in-house market. That way, we're able to offer them a 30-year fixed rate and still give them the same customer service as they would have going in-house. So,
and your support for West Point Bank support for HCEC-TV is so appreciated for people being able to see their family playing sports. And honestly, you have family playing sports.
I do. I did last year. I had a bunch graduate, my nieces and nephew, but I have another nephew and some cousins. I have a large family, so we're all here in Hardin County. So yes, West Point Bank is fortunate enough to be able to sponsor this program, and just like everyone else, I'm sure they know someone on the TV too that they're close to. So.
You mentioned 5 branches, Hardin County owned and operated. Where are the branches at?
Well, we do have one outside of Hardin County. It's just on the other side of the road, but it is LaRue in Upton. So we have our Upton branch. We have Glendale. Of course, we have Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, and West Point, where it all started.
And, of course, Upton, that's the closest one to me in case I need to switch banks.
Right. We've been talking about that.
Yes,
I'm going to get you as a customer before I leave.
Shelley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much for joining us. Let's get back to some great action.
Hi, I'm John White with HCEC-TV, and we'd like to take out a few minutes of your time to talk to some of our sports sponsors who are so gracious with their support of the local sports programming that we do. We have several great sponsors, and one of which is Waddell's, who we have today here, Colby Gibson with Waddell's. Thank you for joining us today, Colby.
Thanks for having us.
So what can you tell us about the company? What all in a thumbnail does Waddell's take care of?
So we're in the metal recycling business. Anything scrap metal related, we take. We just like to try to do everything we can to help keep it out of the landfills and do our part in recycling.
Great. And we were talking before we started recording that this is going gangbusters right now. Is that right?
Yeah, we have been very busy growing leaps and bounds, it seems like, here lately. So
that's a good thing.
Yep.
So about how many employees do you have right now?
We run roughly between 15 to 20, just depending on who we've got at the time and stuff. So right through that range.
Okay. And you said there's a wide variety of things that you recycle.
Yes.
What can you give me more specifics about what all that would be?
So in the non-ferrous stuff, you'll take your copper, your brass, your aluminum. Cans is the big item a lot of people think of when they think of recycling. And then out back, of course, we take everything from appliances to cars to semis, semi-trailers, heavy equipment, whether it be dozers or excavators. We take anything, whatever size it is. It doesn't matter to us. So.
Very good. So I assume that you probably get a lot of junked cars then.
Yeah, we go
Is that
through
a
a
big
lot
part
of
of your
cars.
business?
Yep, a lot of cars, a lot of semis, and quite a bit of construction equipment. Older stuff that people are getting rid of. So.
Really?
Yep.
See, I would have never thought about recycling or turning in semis. It's like semis and like big construction equipment, cranes and dozers and stuff like that.
Yep, we're one of the few people in the area that can unload some of that heavier stuff. Actually, us without having to hire somebody, we can unload high lifts, dozers, stuff that weighs 50, 60,000 pounds.
Wow.
So
That's incredible.
Yep.
Okay. So you mentioned something about the area. Where all do you cover? What's your coverage area?
It just depends on what the scrap is, I guess. We go southern Indiana and then all the way down to the southern part of Kentucky. We've been in Tennessee before. We don't go down there very often, but it just depends on the circumstances, what it is, how our pricing compares to if somebody's 3 hours from us. By the time you figure freight in, sometimes it's not comparable, but sometimes it still is. So we go a little bit everywhere.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about where you're located at.
Okay, we're at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown. It's up by Wayne's Tire. You pass there, but we're up there towards the end of that road. We've got 40 acres up there. So.
Okay. One thing we wanted to talk a little bit about was your roll-off containers. Now, this is a big issue or a big part of your business. Tell me about that.
So we've got a ton of roll-off containers. We stay super busy on that. We've got well over 100 boxes now. So say if somebody's doing a farm cleanup or something where they've got a bunch of loose scrap and they don't want to haul it on a trailer, we can set them a roll-off box and they can fill it full. We pick it up and we charge them just a small haul fee to bring it back in, and they still get paid for it and make money. And then we also do industrial type stuff too, whether it be a manufacturing plant or a commercial tear out or demolition job. We set them for those as well. So.
Great. So I'm glad that that's really going well for you guys right now. Another part of a booming business.
Busy.
Why is your commitment to the community and doing things such as sponsoring HCEC Sports so important to Waddell's?
We've always liked giving back to the community. We live here. We're locally owned and operated. That speaks a lot for us. So our dollars stay here. So we like to put them back in the community. And of course, we've all got kids that are in the community, and so we just like to try to do what we can to give back.
Well, we certainly appreciate you doing your part here for sponsoring HCEC Sports. Why is recycling so important? Why is that such a big deal right now?
As much, and especially around here, as much as this town is growing in landfill space, if very much of that goes in the landfill, that's just a lot of space taken up that's not going to compose down, and it's just going to take up a lot of space that we need for trash in the landfill when it can be recycled and turned back into new metal and be reused for other things. So.
And of course, this community is not just booming now, but it will be even more in the near future with all these new companies coming in and new employees. So even more important now to do recycling.
Yep, it saves a lot of energy on recycling stuff. I mean, there's, everything's different as far as the aluminum to the steel and all that, but it's a big difference on the energy it takes. When you make it new, it's a lot more energy. When you recycle it, you save a whole lot of energy doing it as well, not just the landfill space. So.
Perfect. Well, we're glad that you're there to provide that service.
Yes.
How can we contact you if we need your service?
You can call us at 270-982-7206. We've also got a Facebook page. We try to post some stuff on every once in a while, but calling us is probably the easiest way to get a hold of us if you have any questions.
Fantastic. Well, Colby, thank you again for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
And now let's return everyone to great HCEC-TV sports action.
Welcome back to John Hardin High School. We're here for high school football action. KHSAA football, John Hardin High School, the home team. Right now, they're in a hole, down 18-7 to the Nelson County Cardinals. Nelson County came in with a 5-3 record. John Hardin at 4-4. In this game, the implications for the playoffs. The winner gets a home playoff game, so it's a big deal here. A few first-half statistics. Some really interesting trends here. 102 rushing yards for John Hardin, 14 passing yards on 2 of 5. One of those a touchdown pass, 12 yards to DJ Hightower. They took advantage of an early turnover by the Cardinals and turned it into 7 points. But that's all they've been able to manage. A couple of good other good drives amounted to nothing, and that early score is all the Bulldogs could manage. Blocked field goal by Nelson County Cardinals led to a long touchdown pass. Paul Briney to Nick Nally, 53-yard touchdown pass after the blocked field goal and resulting return of that blocked field goal. So on 28 plays, John Hardin 116 yards, no turnovers other than the blocked kick. On the other side, the Nelson County Cardinals have run 21 plays, 120 rushing yards, and 53 passing yards, 1 of 3. One of the biggest plays of the half, as far as I'm concerned, is the missed opportunity at the end of the half where Nick Nally's running down the field, no one within 20 yards of him, and overthrown by Paul Briney. So they could have had another 50-yard touchdown strike, and that one did not happen. The Bulldogs, I believe, will start off with the ball in the second half with an opportunity here. Now, one big trend I want to note here. In 28 offensive snaps for John Hardin, 8 of those have been negative plays. As a running football team, you can't recover from that many negative snaps. In other words, and I think none of them are sacks. It's all -1, -2, -5, -4, -3, -1 run plays stopped in the backfield. So you can't allow penetration to get through when you're going to run the football as many times as they run it and hit you in the backfield and create all those negative plays. Those negative plays for a running team are drive stoppers, and 8 of those, so 8 out of 28 plays. I'm not doing fantastic math here, but that's about 30% of the plays have been negative plays. Again, 8 times 4 is 32, so 32 plays, that'd be 25%. It's not quite 33, so it's about 30% of the plays. That was impressive, wasn't it? I'm an English teacher. I just did some serious math right there for you on the air. 30% of the plays, negative rushes. Cannot recover offensively from that. I want to see in the second half if the Bulldogs can keep the ball moving forward when they run the football here. You can't allow those negative plays. Now, some of the big plays, Austin Richardson, a 15-yard run. Emery Simon, a 22-yard run, an 8-yard run, another 8-yard run. Cavalli Pittman, an 18-yard run, and a 19-yard run. So they've had, and then the 12-yard pass to DJ Hightower. So they've had, what I would say, 7 pretty good explosive types of plays, but negated by the 8 negative plays. Again, the longest play, 22 yards, so nothing to get them into the end zone from distance, like the 53-yard touchdown pass from Paul Briney to Nick Nally. And so great job by the Nelson County Cardinal defense to just limit and just to continue to really punish the John Hardin running game. So John Hardin will start off the second half with it. There is some kind of a penalty here that has Nelson County kicking off from the 45-yard line. That's not normal, but Russell Lux has knocked the ball into the end zone from the 40 all 2 out of the 3 times. This time I can't imagine anything but the Bulldogs taking the ball at their own 20. So we'll see what happens here. Not sure what the infraction was that's led to this kickoff from the 45. A delay of game of some sort. I believe it's a delay of game. They weren't ready. Nelson County's kickoff team was on the field just standing there, and right now John Hardin's offsides. They've got to scoot back about 3 yards to get behind the 45. There we go. Now they're all back. So third quarter action about to get underway. We'll see if the trend of negative offensive plays can be halted here for the Bulldogs if they can keep just moving the ball 3 and 4 yards at a crack. And then spring a big play every now and again. That's how you're going to be able to score the ball. So Lux will knock that deep into the end zone, and the Bulldogs will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10 here. First half moved pretty quickly. Again, we got 2 teams running the football. 3 passing plays from the Nelson County Cardinal, 5 passing plays from John Harden. And everything else on the rushing attack. A few penalties, but not anything to really slow the game down that much. We've got a fairly cleanly played game. 1 turnover, 1 block kick. And here we are. Second half about to get underway. Double tight end, double wing. We'll see what adjustments Coach Preston's going to make. He's going to go off tackle. Simon, a lot of space on first down. Gets about 4 yards on that one. He was kind of leaning low to take on tacklers, and really wasn't anybody there. Kind of ran into the ground. 4-yard gain on first down. That's what you got to have if you're the Bulldogs. Again, sometimes, even when you're facing a 5-man front like you're facing here, having 7 offensive linemen, they're going to be gaps in the defensive front. When you have fewer offensive linemen, and you're creating fewer opportunities for gaps. So he's going to go double tight end here. Here comes blitz inside. Simon stuffed. Maybe a yard. Tackles by number 44. It's Cooper Thompson again. Cooper Thompson's made a couple of big plays. So to start the half, a 4-yard gain and a 1-yard gain for Amari Simon. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. They need to get to the 30 here. Richardson coming over to get the call. Again, double tight end, double wing. I like the adjustment. Right now, they're facing a bunch of guys up inside. Good run. About a 12-yard gainer, Amari Simon. All the way out to about the 42. The 37. Again, it was a 12-yard gain. So good start to the half. Again, this double tight end look. Number 35 is Braden Smith. He's been blitzing on every play. There he is in the backfield again, but couldn't get to Simon that time. Big run there for Simon. He's going to pick up 8. He'll pick up 9 and bring up a 2nd down and 1. So Simon now 4 carries in a row for 4 yards, 1 yard, 12 yards, and 9 yards. Good start here. Again, I love the adjustment Coach is making here. Now, again, this is where you can't have the negative play. You've got to get downhill. You've got to account for the blitzer. The blitzer there, again, number 35, Braden Smith, is in the backfield every play, but he hasn't gotten to the back. I don't know if Simon got it on that one, as the blitz was in the hole where he was trying to run, and, man, it is right on the line. They're going to call it a 1st down. Yeah, 1st and 10 Bulldogs, about a yard gain there. And the ball's at the 47. Can Simon continue to carry the load at this pace? I hope so. He's offset to the left, which might mean counter or toss. Quick pitch to the left. They're going to go jet sweep. Pittman, they've got blockers in front of Pittman. Pittman breaks through. Inside the 40, down to the 30, run out of bounds by number 4. That was Noah Sokolsky. Big run there. 22-yard gain, Cavalli Pittman. He's been the big play guy today. An 18-yard run, a 19-yard run, and now a 22-yard run. He had 7 carries for 37 yards in the first half. Other than the 2 big runs in the first half, he had 0 yards on 5 carries. So some of those negative runs on Pittman, but fantastic play there on the jet sweep. And they're going to go offset Simon to the right. Again, double tight end, double wing. They're going jet sweep that direction. Same play, other side. Number 12 with the football. A yard, 2. Again, that's number 12, B.J. Stewart. His first 2 carries had been for negative yards. That time he's going to pick up 3. They're going to give him 2. So Stewart picks up 2 on the carry. He had 2 carries for -4 in the first half. 8:25 and counting. The Bulldogs drive it inside the 30 here. 2nd down and 8 from the 29-yard line. Double tight end. Simon straight ahead. Boy, he's stacked up. 44, Thompson again all over him. He may have gotten a yard, maybe. I think he got 1 before he was stuck by Cooper Thompson. So last 2 carries from Ari Simon, just a yard each. No negative plays, though, to this point in the second half. First drive of the second half. Nine-play drive so far, 7:37 to go here in the third quarter. Double tight end, double wing, trying to spread this thing out. They're going to throw it quick out. They've got it. Cavalli Pittman down to the 20. They're going to mark him at the 21. Terrible spot. He was on top of the defender. Terrible spot. Dude, when you're tackled but you don't go to the ground, you are on top of the defender. They're first down, though. Big play. 8-yard completion. 8-yard completion to Cavalli Pittman. So Pittman making another big play there. They're on the 21-yard line here. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Long drive here. 5 minutes in. 10-play drive. Staying in that double tight end look. Someone may have moved. No, there's a timeout called. Timeout, Coach Preston here. 1st and 10 at the 21. What a big drive here. They can cut this to a 1-score ball game if they can put this ball in the end zone. Actually, even if they can kick a field goal, it becomes a 1-score ball game. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and in South Louisville, online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. I kind of like the timeout there. I don't know exactly why Coach Preston called the timeout, but this 1st and 10 right here, you cannot go backwards like all the negative plays they had in the first half. They've got to continue to work downhill. Double tight end look again. The wing on the left side is tighter than normal. They're going to go straight ahead, though. Simon straight ahead on the fullback trap. 6-yard gain down to the 15. Just inside the 15 to the 14. We're going to give him a 7-yarder there, Amari Simon. So a little bit of a different look with the deep motion from the right wing. The left wing was set inside the tight end instead of outside the tight end. So it was a little bit of a different look. I don't know what Nelson County was seeing there, but just straight fullback trap. 2nd and 3 here again. Just got to continue to go forward. And there it is off tackle. Cavalli Pittman cut back. He's inside the 10 down to about the 6 or 7. They're going to give him the 6-yard line. So a 9-yard carry for Cavalli Pittman there. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs from the 6-yard line. Again, if you can get yards on every play, don't go backwards. You've got to find that blitzer, make sure he's not making a play in the backfield. If they can make yards on each play, 4 downs should find them in the end zone. Going off tackle left side, nothing. There it is. That is what they couldn't have happen. I think there was a 0-yarder on that one, not a negative play. But you've got to make yards on 1st down there. Nothing. That is a killer, folks. You can't allow for that kind of penetration. There were a couple guys at the point of attack who were unblocked. Again, when the field gets shorter like this, the safeties don't have to set quite as deep. They can come up into the run game here. You can play some man-to-man coverage, and those guys can be right there. Those two safeties are sitting at 6 yards here. They're going to throw it. Got Pittman, down to the 1 on the out route. So Cavalli Pittman, same kind of a play they ran before, a 5-yard pass. So they've run that play twice effectively there. I think that was a good idea because you had the safeties and corners getting involved in the run game, getting too close to the line of scrimmage. And so Coach throws the football. Great call. But now you are 3rd and goal from the 1. 2 cracks as far as I'm concerned to get this thing in there. Go sneak. Touchdown Bulldogs! Austin Richardson, 1-yard touchdown run. Fantastic. Great answer from the Bulldogs. Great adjustment at the half. It's 18-12. I don't think there's any reason to go for 2 here. 15, yeah, you'd cut it to a field goal game. They'll go for 2. It is the right move. It's mathematically the right move. In the third quarter, it's kind of, boy, I tell you what, though, they ate up most of the third quarter on that drive. Heck of a drive there. Again, double wing, double tight end formation. Simon in the backfield, motion, deep motion. They give it up inside, push hard. Did he get in? The 2-pointer is good. Simon on the fullback trap, straight ahead. Good push up front. A little seam, and Simon did the rest. What a great answer from this Bulldog squad. Great adjustment. Coach Preston making the good adjustment at the half. I love it when that happens. That's what you get paid to do when you're coaching a football team. Those kinds of adjustments, those kinds of moves are what can change ball games. Now you'll have to look over on the other sideline. Coach Stockdale, what do you do? Do you go to a 6-man front and play, cover 0, just a blitz man look to try to stop the running game for the Bulldogs? Or do you stick with that 5-man front and continue to play your 50 monster where you've got there are a few more gaps in the defense for the running game? Just a quick recap. Let's see here. Thirteen-play drive, 7 minutes and 51 seconds. That is super impressive. 2 for 2 passing for Austin Richardson on the drive. Again, the workhorse was Amari Simon. I think he had 8 carries on that drive. 2 completions, both to Cavalli Pittman, and then the quarterback sneak to wrap it up. Taking it to 15-yard line. Number 20's got it. Had a little space. Tripped up. He'll get to about the 30. Number 20 there is Hudson Ward on the return. And so the Bulldog defense will come out. Let's see if they can match the intensity that offense brought on the first drive here. I'm excited here. What a great start for this Bulldog squad here in the second half. Just over the 30 to start it off. Paul Briney, the quarterback. Again, it's number 45, Aiden Hunter. In that pistol look behind him, he's going to give to Hunter straight ahead. They're just going to bulldoze for about 8 yards there. Let's see where they spot him. I'm going to give him 8. Hunter, just for an update, folks, again, the number 1 rusher for this team is number 34, Joey Goff. Goff just had knee surgery today. Blew his ACL 2 weeks ago against Holy Cross in a 14-10 loss. One of the 3 losses for this squad. And again, that loss of Joey Goff, just a killer for this Nelson County squad. Again, in those first 6.5 ball games, he had 718 yards and 9 touchdowns. So that's a lot of production to lose there. Deep motion. Quarterback, hey, they got that one figured out. Cavalli Pittman came up. So Briney in the first half had 4 carries for 59 yards when he would pull it and run. That time, Pittman waiting for him, and he's going to lose a yard, but the officials blow the whistle, and they're having a talk. What's going on here? I don't see a flag. I don't understand what's happening. They don't like something's going on. They're going to wave the flag off. That's a -1 there. Bring up a 3rd down and 3. So great job by Cavalli Pittman playing like an outside linebacker spot. And he stayed at home that time. He didn't chase the fullback inside. And he was right there to make the tackle on Paul Briney. So Briney loses a yard there. He had runs of 25, 19, 4, and 11 in the first half. And that one's -1. So big down for the Bulldogs. If they can get off the field here, get it back to the offense, man, that would be a massive boost for this Bulldog squad. Deep motion. Oh, Hunter's got all kinds of space. He's going to get the first down easily there. That'll be a 6-yard gain for Aiden Hunter. Big fullback is just a load to bring down, and the offensive line did a great job moving the point of attack there. So 1st and 10 now for the Cardinals. They're at their own 45, and so they've got a drive underway here. Now, they're still in a 4-3 look, are the Bulldogs, but they've got the safeties playing way tight. One safety is about 6 yards and coming downhill right now. That time Hunter's got it wrapped up by 3. Cam Moore, number 56 for the Bulldogs, on the tackle as well. Elijah Luna. I think I also saw Will Adams in there on it. So that time, well, they're going to give him 4. So still a good pickup for Hunter. 2nd down and 6 at the 49. And again, this Bulldog squad playing tight to the line of scrimmage, man. They'll be taking a shot here soon, will the Cardinals. Toss, sweep. Oh, breaks a tackle. One more tackle. Could be gone. Oh, wrap him up. Ooh, I believe that's number 30 again, Blenko. Blenko's down on the sideline. They said he stepped out of bounds at about the 17. That is a 33-yard run for Oliver Blenko. Sorry, it took me a second to do the math. 33 yards and a first down. And Blenko got up and tried to get off the field but did not make it. He's now down in the middle of the field. So we'll have an official timeout while the training staff's going to take a look at him. He stepped out at the 17, but he continued to run. The John Harden defenders couldn't tell that he had stepped out. They tackled him at about the 7 out of bounds. And he was injured on that part of the play. I believe it's Coach Stockdale that's giving the referee an earful saying, hey, listen, they tackled him out of bounds, buddy. And well after the play. But again, no one knew, including Blenko, that he'd stepped out. He's still running with the football. So I don't know what kind of complaint he could have on that in that situation there. So Blenko is walking off the field. He's got a trainer with him, but he is on his feet and moving off the field. We got 1:56 to go in the third quarter. What a quick third quarter we're having here as John Harden put together a 13-play drive with 2 completed passes. And I don't think they went out of bounds one time, so the clock just moved and moved. And here we are, same situation on the other side of the football. No passing plays so far in the drive for Nelson County. Expect them to raise up and throw one at some point here in the second half. There it is, straight ahead. Woo-hoo-hoo, down to almost the 7. That'll probably bring up a 2nd and 1. I don't think he quite got there. He might have. Yep, first down, so 10-yard gain from Aiden Hunter. And, wow. And Nelson County answering back in a hurry right here. 1:35 and counting. First and goal from the 6. It would have to be from the, well, they're saying from the 7. I guess they were on the 17. That's correct. Okay. First and goal here Tight end wing left, wing slot right, straight ahead. Hunter gets to the 4, still pushing. Can't tell if it's the 4 or the 3. They're going to spot it at the 4. So a 2-yard gain. Another player down. I believe it's a John Harden player that's down. Can't see who that one is. Trying to get up now. Actually, a Nelson County player down as well. Is that 56? You can't stay in the game. You have to get off the field. He's wanting to stay in the game, but doesn't realize if you lay down on the field. Elijah Luna there. They're going to have to get him off the field. Number 45 was down, and that's the big fullback, Aiden Hunter, after a 3-yard gain down to the 4. And it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 4. Again, Elijah Luna didn't want to come off the field, but there's no option there. When when the training staff has to come out to get you, you are not staying in the ball game. Number 64 checks in for John Harden as Clinton Johnson, and here they are, boy. Big series for this Nelson County Cardinal squad to reassert themselves here. They're going to run this football straight ahead. Blenko to about the 2. Good tackle there. I believe it was 25 on the tackle. It's T.J. Williams making the stop at the 2-yard line. So a 2-yard gain for Blenko. So Hunter comes out. Blenko will stay in. Here comes Hunter again. Aiden Hunter, 45, back. Here come all the big guys. They're going power I formation. No, they're going to go with a tush-push quarterback sneak look, just like those Eagles. I don't think so. Just short. It'll bring a 4th down and 1, so a gain of 1, maybe 1.5. He's probably just inside the 1-yard line. Was Blenko on the quarterback sneak, so we had the 2 big fullbacks next to him, one on the left, one on the right, and then another big fullback behind him. That was Hunter. And here we go. Clock is rolling. 4th down and 1. They're going again. It's got to be quarterback sneak. You got all the big kids right there pushing. Oh, it's so close. No signal. Touchdown is the signal. Wow. They got in there. The initial rush was stopped. One of the Bulldogs did the old Troy Polamalu trick from the Steelers and jumped over the top. Got a hold of Briney, the quarterback, and they weren't able to stop the motion. Once the Aiden Hunter, the deep back, got in the hip pocket of his quarterback, they were able to push. And so it's 24-16. It's an 8-point ball game. They need to kick this through to make it a 9-point ball game, which means 2 scores. It'd be a really foolish move to go for 2 and not get it. Of course, if you get it, it's fine. But here they are with a fairly reliable kicker, Russell Lux. Lux will knock that one through, no trouble. That's a great play there, and it's a two-score ball game again. I'm sorry, it was a 2-score ball game before. My math. I was doing great math earlier, and I just failed. Failed my math test. It was 24-15 before. That's 9 points. It's 10 points now. 25-15 is the score. Nelson County on top. 36 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. That's the biggest issue. Both teams have had 1 possession here, and we're about out of the 3rd quarter. Why is that a problem? Well, now John Harden's down 2 scores. I don't know if they got enough clock to get it done. If they're going to run those long 13-play types of drives, it's just not feasible to do that twice here in the 4th quarter to make that happen. So the defense really needed to come through and get a stop. Could not do it. As that Nelson County offense got rolling in the 2nd quarter, and their first possession of this 3rd quarter, more of the same. Too much for this John Harden defense to stop. So 25-15, a little disappointing because such a great opening drive, such a great answer by this John Harden Bulldog squad in such a big ball game. Again, the winner here will host first round of the playoffs. And right now, it's just looking really good for Nelson County. John Harden's going to have to make a play on offense or defense here. Scooped up by Dante Jones. He's hitting it hard off the left side. Got a little space over the left. Oh, there's a flag for an illegal block. Man, there was no contact on that. I saw the block that they're throwing that flag on. There was almost no contact. He may have had a hand on the hip. That is awful. Just awful. Great return from Dante Jones to the Cardinal 45, but that's coming back. Come on, boys. They're calling a hold on John Hart. It might have been another play. I thought they were going to get him for a block in the back over on the far side. But maybe that's where they called the hold. Whatever it is, it's a pretty weak call. Didn't see anything. All right, a small adjustment to the clock. 24 seconds to go here in the third. So the Bulldogs, instead of being on the Nelson County 45, they'll be on their own 30, maybe 29. Again, they'll stay in that double tight end formation here. Give off tackle again. Good run from Amari Simon. He'll pick up almost 4. We're going to give him 4 on that one for Simon. So a good start to that drive. And they won't get another play. So we'll go into the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs down 25-15. We'll switch ends and see what Coach Preston can come up with here. They're going to have to somehow create a big play, whether it's in the run game, breaking one. Jones almost had that big play on that kickoff return right there. He was tackled, and there was a penalty thrown, but unable to get the big play there. They're going to have to find one here in the fourth quarter. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling is a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown, call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. 12 minutes of action remaining here, and man, was that a quick third quarter. Again, we had a longer halftime, a 20-minute half with the recognitions for the alumni night, as well as a performance by the John Hardin Bulldog Band. But here we go to start the fourth. Double wing formation. They're going to give it off tackle on the buck sweep there. Pittman, the good run. He's going to pick up about 5 more. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So Pittman having a really good second half here. Here we are. It's 3rd down and 1 here. From their own 39-yard line, they need just to get to the 40, nose of the ball on the 40-yard line to pick this thing up. Going sneak. Big play on sneak, about 4 yards. So Austin Richardson's able to find a seam just to the right of the center. Obviously, there was a gap in the defense there with the nose guard maybe shading to the right side of the center. The offense is left. Again, that nose guard is a hoss, man. Big number 39 is Aiden Hutchins, who's carried the ball once for 6 yards from the fullback spot. That is a big kid. And he was shading the center to one side. Richardson runs it to the other and picks up will give him 4 yards. More importantly, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And now Coach Preston has to burn one of 2 timeouts he had remaining. He's down to 1. They were trying to substitute and get the right guys on the field, and that didn't work out. Number 20, DJ Hightower, was trying to get either on or off the field. They didn't know who was supposed to be in the huddle there. And so, again, down 25-15. Coach Preston has to take a timeout. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTownApartments.com, West Point Bank, and eTown Exterminating. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. 10:52 to go in this critical district matchup between the Bulldogs and the Cardinals of Nelson County. And the second half has been, a great fight. We've got wing T formation to the left, Jones at the wing, Pittman there in motion. They're going to throw the ball. Wow, up the sideline. Whoa! He was looking for number 7, Dante Jones, and the ball maybe 2 or 3 inches over his hands as Jones ran up the sideline on a wheel route. And they had a good look, a good opportunity there on first down to take a shot. Had him about 2 yards behind number 3, the corner, Ackard Stafford, and just could not connect. 2nd and 10 now. That's the hard part about throwing the football in this offense. If you miss, you're a little behind the chains. Simon straight ahead, breaking tackles, pulling the pile, still pushing the pile, but there is a flag down. It's about a 6-yard gain for Simon off the left side, and it's going to be a holding penalty on the Bulldogs. That is devastating. So 2nd and 10 is going to become 2nd and a bundle. And maybe 2nd and 18, and I think they're going to have to go to more of a spread look here to try to throw the football out of a more traditional look, which is not a good idea for this squad. So a spot foul will be 2nd and 18 now. From their own 35. No. Yeah, is that right? That's correct. Trips formation to the right. They're in the shotgun here. They have not gone a shotgun snap all game. Looking back, screen to Pittman. He's open. He's got it. A blocker in front. Great block. Tackle broken. Pittman still down the sideline. Inside the 30. Run down by Blenko, number 34. But what a great play. Great block by number 64. Let's give the big guys some love. Quentin Johnson got out in front of that screen and just absolutely blasted a defensive back. When those big guys get out there in space and they find a little guy, man, eyes light up. Sometimes those little guys are slippery and quick and hard to get a hold of, but he absolutely leveled the defensive back. I believe it was number 3 that got there in front of him, the corner there, Ackard Stafford. But a big play from the 35 down inside the opposing 30. That is 36 yards on the pass play to Cavalli Pittman. He's been the man in the passing game. He's caught 3 passes here in the second half. They're going to go shotgun formation again, and quarterback sweep. Turned up. He should have stayed up in there. He had some yards and saw some defenders converging and decided to kind of turn it sideways. Maybe a 2-yard gain for Austin Richardson there. Maybe should have stayed outside and kept running. I don't know. They may have run him down outside even more so. He saw a seam inside, but it started to close, and he didn't want to stick his nose in there. Again, he's a quarterback. I understand. I played quarterback. Sometimes those big fellas start closing in on you. Those linebackers are like, okay, forget that. 2nd and 8. 9:33 to go. The big screen pass. The big hitter here. They're going quarterback sweep again, but This time Richardson blowing through the hole, down to the 12. About a 16-yard gain to the 12. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow, Richardson exploded through the gap. He saw a seam and hit it hard. And a 16-yard carry on the quarterback sweep there. I wonder if they get him involved a little more in the running game. And wow, have they. A couple of big plays there in the passing game and then running the football. Richardson, a presence right now. Double tight end look still. One wing left. He's going to run quarterback sweep again. Oh, block missed there. Somebody turned their shoulder sideways and tried to just bump into the defender instead of actually throwing a block. And the defender came right off that block, and so was right there to make the play on Richardson. You've got to block for your quarterback. Give him an opportunity in there. Maybe a yard. Yeah, we'll give him 2. He's inside the 10. 2-yard carry there for Richardson. The thing you do when you have quarterbacks running a sweep is you have an extra blocker. And so that could be useful on this drive. So another interesting wrinkle from Coach. They're going to give him 3 yards on that one. So 2nd and 7 now. They need to get to the 3. They're going to throw it. He's open. Oh, my goodness. Richardson hits number 20, DJ Hightower, right in the face. It bounced off his helmet out of the back of the end zone. Good throw. It was a rocket. It may have had a little too much on it, but, man, you hit your tight end right in the hands there on the 1-yard line. At the least, it was going to be first down and goal, possibly touchdown, but now it'll be 3rd down and 7. Tough situation for this Bulldog squad. Again, when you're a running football team, 3rd and 7 is a tough down. You may go ahead and kick the field goal here if you don't pick up the first down, if you can manage that, because then you're down just 1 score. Quarterback sweep again. He's got an opportunity there. 1 man to beat. Can't do it. He's going to get out of it. There is a penalty flag down. I believe it's a hold. That one will probably move back. If I was Nelson County coach, I'd go ahead and move him back. They're not a passing team. He can't probably pick that up. He picked up about 4 down to the 6, maybe 3 yards down to the 6, but that's coming back on a holding penalty on the edge there. Didn't need to happen. The holding penalty occurred on one of the inside interior defensive linemen who were not going to chase down Austin Richardson. He was one-on-one on an outside backer there and just couldn't outrun him to the sideline. So it's going to bring up 3rd and a bunch after the holding penalty. The ball's all the way back out to the 19-yard line, which may have moved him out of field goal range. That is a massive problem. So they need to pick up 6 or 7 yards here at the very least. Four wide receivers. Not something we've seen all game here. Oh, screen to the slot receiver this time. On the run, number 8. Touchdown Bulldogs! Number 8, MJ Hayes from 19 yards. There's a flag, but it's roughing the passer as Richardson was knocked to the ground after the throw. So the last time they had the 33-yard play, it was the screen to the running back. The running back runs out like he's going to catch a screen pass to the right side, and there are several D linemen that chased him. Thought they had read the screen and were all over it. But the screen pass was to the slot receiver. What a smart design to a play there. You hit him with a big screen to the running back. You fake one to a running back. They all chase the running back, and you get the slip screen to the wide receiver, the jailbreak screen to the wide receiver, the slot receiver on the right side. And MJ Hayes broke it back across the field with a ton of speed. And this ball game is tight again. It's down. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's a 3-point ball game. 25-22 with 7:42 remaining. 19-yard touchdown pass. Austin Richardson to MJ Hayes. has brought this thing back. So 2 drives, 2 scores. And again, John Harden showing some things they haven't shown before. Out of the shotgun, some power looks with tight ends, running the football with the quarterback. That's a little different. Shotgun 4 wides and throwing the slot receiver screen. A little different look for them on that as well. So, wow, what a great drive. What a great play from that John Harden offense. And again, I'm super impressed with Coach Preston and what he's doing right now with the play calling and the adjustments they've been able to make here. Kicker Ashton Russell knocked through the the extra point. Now, again, on the touchdown pass, there was a roughing the passer call. And so Russell's now going to be kicking off from the Cardinal 45-yard line. He's over the 50. So I just bet this thing will get through into the end zone on this kick. And again, that would give the Cardinals the football at the 20. You could just squib it around down there, and maybe they'll have a hard time picking it up. And if your coverage team does a good job, you could get them down there around the 10-yard line. But the safe play, the bet, is to just knock it in the end zone right here. We'll see what Ashton Russell's going to do right here. He's going to pound it into the end zone, and there it goes into the back. So with 7:42 to go, it's now all about this John Harden defense. Now, here's the deal, folks. Starting in the second quarter, that Cardinal offense has pretty much scored every time they've touched it. They've only had it once in the second half, and we've got 7:42 to go in the game. That's how good this John Harden offense has played in this second half. But they got stopped once in the second quarter late when they missed the long pass to Nick Nally, and were not able to get a score there. They had to punt it away. Every other possessions they've had in the second and third quarter were scores. And the quarterback's going to keep it, but the Bulldogs have figured that one out again. Number 25, T.J. Williams, was there. Number 9 also there. That's King Martin to hold Briney to a 2-yard gain there. I don't like that spot. I thought it was about a 1-yard gain, but 2-yard gain for Briney as fake pull and keep the football there again. It's kind of like the old belly play out of the shotgun. Belly keep, we used to call that. He's going to give to the big kid. Wow, big run. Good hit by King Martin there, number 9. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain for Aiden Hunter as they pound straight ahead. 3rd and 5 coming up. Here it is, folks. 6:49 to go here. The Bulldog offense needs some time on the clock to make a drive, so this defense needs a stop. And here's an opportunity with a 3rd and 5 to make that stop. Nelson County's going to call a timeout. They're first. John Harden's already used 2. They've only got 1 timeout remaining here. Wow. What a great second half, folks. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact nfhs.com to subscribe today. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew, John White, River Perry, Isaiah Washington, and Micah Gardner. And I'm Paul Gray on the mic tonight, flying solo. My good friend Tony Menendez couldn't make it tonight. Something came up with Tony, so miss having Tony here. Jeff Knoll out for a little while, unable to be with us tonight. So just me calling the action here from John Hart. I'm glad we're here tonight. What a great football game. We thought it would be super competitive. It got off to a great start for John Harden. They were absolutely shellacked in the second quarter, but here in the second half, they've played some really good football. 4-man front for John Harden. They're playing that 4-3 look. They're going to throw it on 3rd and 5 up the sideline. Oh, great play, Dante Jones. Almost intercepted that one. They had run a little out and up cut, and Dante Jones was running just behind the receiver, number 20. Again, that's Hudson Ward. And, Bryony didn't make a bad throw there. It was on the outside, on the sideline, but Jones did a great job recovering and going up for that ball. Almost had it, almost had the interception. Back deep is Jones to receive the punt. Again, it'll be Lux, the kicker, who also does the punting duties. A really widespread formation from this punt team. Kick his way, and it's a bomb turning over. Oh, man, you got to catch that. All right, but it does take a great John Harden bounce. It'll be at about the 33-yard line. What are they doing putting it at the 30? It was touched by the defense at about the 32 or 33. There he is. The guy from the side is marking it, maybe even at the 34 here. That is where it was touched. That is where it was down. It may have landed at about the 20 or 29, but took a bounce back. And they are going to mark it at the 34. It looked like one official was trying to say, pointing back here, it should be at the 29. It's not at the 29. It's going to be at about the 34, almost the 34-yard line. (25-22). Nelson County Cardinals on top. 6:15 to go. John Harden's got the football. Starting at just about their 34-yard line. Shotgun formation this time. One tight end. They're going to give off tackle. And there's one of those negative plays I talked about that destroyed him in the first half, and there it is. Number 12, B.J. Stewart, trying to run with the football, but nowhere to go. Coach, go back to your double tight end, double wing look that was super effective. Don't get enamored with what you're doing there in the shotgun. -3 on that play, but second down and 13. You have plenty of time to run the football here, but now you're in a bit of a hole. -2, let's say. It's second and 12 based on the spot. Shotgun formation, double tight end, 2 wide receivers to the right, now motion across from Stewart. He's in the left wing position. They're going to go quarterback sweep again. They've got guys out in front. Oh, they missed one block that could have been a big play. Good run by Richardson. He's going to pick up about 6, maybe 5. It'll bring up a 3rd and 8 maybe. Maybe 3rd and 7 based on the spot. So 3rd down and 7 to go here. 5:02 to go. I don't know. This is with just one timeout. This is probably 4-down territory. I don't know. You hate with 5 minutes to go to be throwing all your eggs in one basket here, but it's probably based on how this team needs to run the football. If their backs will block for the quarterback, which they're not doing, they could run the football with this quarterback. They're going to sprint out. They're throwing the screen again. It's set up. Pittman's got it. A good block in front, a second block in front, over midfield to the 49. Big pickup.
John Harden, first down.
15-yard pass on the screen to Cavalli Pittman. He's got 4 catches here in this second half. And great job setting up the screen passes here. That time to the short side of the field with the tight end wing side. Sprint out. Looking to throw. He's got somebody open. I don't know if Hayes caught it or not. They're going to say incomplete. Ball bounced to him. It was underthrown by Richardson. Honestly, Richardson, if you see 5 yards of green grass in front of you without a defender, you've got to take it. He had an opportunity there. One of the Nelson County Cardinals is injured and struggling to get off the field. Kind of looks dazed. Either staggering or a knee hurt. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a leg that's causing him to stagger or if it's a head injury stagger. This big number 39, the defensive tackle, Aiden Hutchins, who's been so good. And he goes down on the field now. I don't know what's happening here. They're calling for the EMS, the ambulance crew, to come over and take a look. Not moving that quickly. And so we'll have a break in the action here with 4:05 to go in the ball game. Aiden Hutchins, the nose guard, and they are already calling for the ambulance. I'm not sure. I mean, this is immediate that they're calling for the ambulance. I'm not sure what they're seeing that's making that call for the ambulance immediate like that. But he got up. He was staggering some. Couldn't tell if it was a leg injury or a head injury, that kind of a stagger. Looked like he was grabbing at one of his legs, but it was just him trying to find himself maybe. But now he's they've got the ambulance on the field. They're going to, I guess, either just treat him in that way or maybe get him into the ambulance immediately. Open the back of the ambulance here to get him in. Wow. I'm not sure what the injury is, but he got up and started to stagger off the field. The Nelson County trainers were with him when he fell, rolled over, and was kind of kicking at the ground. I'm speculating all this stuff. Oh, is it a leg? Oh, is it a head injury? I'm almost starting to think maybe like a shoulder. So a lot of times when you have a shoulder injury, you bend over, lean over like that because it's popped out of place and you're just kind of trying to take any pressure off of it that you can. He may have just been hurting so bad he just couldn't take it anymore. So that's another possibility. Well, we'll take a quick break here and I'll go to our ads. This is Hardin County Education and Community Television Student Production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. eTown Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let's help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. West Point Bank. So I see a parent from the stands coming over to see what's going on with, again, number 39, Aiden Hutchins, the injured player for Nelson County. All the players taking a knee here on both sidelines as the ambulance is on the field and attending to Aiden Hutchins. Certainly that's what we are concerned with at this moment. I will just quickly review where we are in the ball game. 4:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's 25-22 Nelson County. When we return to action, it'll be second down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 49-yard line of the Cardinals. So second and 10, they pretty much have 3 downs. They threw an out route, had an open receiver, and just underthrown. Again, it's not fair to Austin Richardson to give him too much trouble about missing that throw. Again, the receiver's wide open. He's got an open lane to throw the football there on the sprint out. And for a quarterback who throws the ball 20 to 30 times a game and practices it every day in practice again and again and again, you'd be a little more critical. But Richardson obviously throws the ball about 5 times a game. That's not what they're focused on in practice. Obviously, they're focused on run game. during the course of practice. And so you're gonna have some bad throws in those situations. What we need to do right now is really praise Austin Richardson for the job he's done here in the second half, running the football. He's had 6 carries in the second half for 31 yards. That's a great job from Austin Richardson. He's also thrown the ball way more than he ever does. 8 throws in the second half, 5 completed, one of them a 19-yard touchdown. We've got completions of 8 yards, 5 yards, 36 yards, 19 yards, and 15 yards. 83 yards in passing here in the second half. So Austin Richardson has done everything he can do to get this John Hardin football team back into this ball game. And the defense held up on that last possession, 3 and out, to get the offense the football back. A big 3rd down and 7 conversion on the screen pass to Cavalli Pittman. And so we're at 2nd down and 10 right now. So we'll see. Coach Preston's had some time here to meet with his boys. He's got his offense huddled around him while the medical team is attending to Aiden Hutchins, number 39, nose guard, fullback. Hutchins has had a great ball game here for the Cardinals, and again, we've got a great football game. The Cardinals in front by 3, and we'll see here which team can respond in the last 4 minutes of a really good football game. They're going to get Nelson County's football players were ready to get on the field and get started again, but they've got to get the ambulance off the field before anybody's going to play any football here. I'm sure they are securing Aiden Hutchins in the back of the ambulance before they get off the field. And so super helpful to have these great turf fields for situations like this, because the on a grass and natural turf field, you're going to possibly leave some ruts in the field. Certainly it's worth doing it, but here you can see the tracks of the tires leaving, but it's not going to put a rut in the field on this sort of turf field. So super beneficial. Here we go. We're back to action. It's actually at the 48-yard line of the Cardinals. 2nd down and 10, shotgun formation. Trips to the right. They're going to sprint out again, obviously, to that side. Pittman's going to have a block out there. They've got some space for Richardson to run the football. Good decision. If you see 5 or 6 yards on a sprint out, that gives you 2 options when you sprint out. If you've got a wide open receiver, you can throw it. If you're not comfortable and you see some space, go get it. And so Richardson there is going to get it to the 44. Man, I thought he did better than that. All right. So maybe a 4-yard carry. No. Face mask on Nelson County. They're going to step that off and another 5 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and 1 or a 3rd and 1. What do we got here? I don't know what it is. 2nd down and 1 is what the marker says. 2nd and 1. Wow, what a break. As Richardson continues to be super effective running and passing here in the second half. They're going to go back under center. Oh, my goodness. They were not under center. They were in the shotgun, and the snap is dropped. Wow. Negative play. Second negative play of this second half. They had 8 of them in the first half. That one there, just a shotgun snap gone wrong. A little low and to the right. Richardson couldn't handle it. It'll come all the way back to make a 3rd down and 6. I don't know what it is. It says 3rd down on the down marker. That's what the officials are saying on a face mask. Unless it's a personal foul after the play, you would not lose a down there. They're going to throw the oh, my goodness. We had a curl and wheel. He threw the ball to the curl to number 14, Nate Gayfield, and Nate couldn't come up with it. Hit him right in the hands. Good throw by Richardson, but unable to connect. And here we are, 4th and 6 with 3:13 to go. This is it, folks. got to make a play here. If you don't make a play here with just one timeout, the game's over. Nelson County will run the clock out. They would have to make a first down to run it out, but they can run it down inside of a minute, even without making a first down, with only one timeout. Get set up, people. There we go. 2 backs, 2 wideouts. Richardson's got to throw it on 4th and 6. He's going to take a shot. Jones is there. It's caught at the 10. Jones, 36 yards. Great throw by Richardson. Jones goes up and makes the catch over the corner. And if Randy was here, we'd say you got mossed, as Dante Jones, flying into the air, comes up with a 36-yard reception. Fantastic throw and catch. On the 4th and 6, they went for the bomb and got it. 1st and goal from about the 10. Quarterback sweep again. Nobody in front blocking. That is so awful. You got 3 guys leading and nobody blocks a soul. Oh, you had the blockers. You had the corner set. But 2 guys, 1 pulling lineman, 1 back leading. They both ran by defenders, and there's a 4-yard loss on the play. Wow. 2nd and goal now from the 14-yard line. The nose of the ball is at the 14. And it just takes them out of what they want to be able to do here. You got Richardson running to the edge there on the quarterback sweep. Play was set up okay. If you block the guys that are there, Richardson's going to get 4 or 5. 3 at minimum. 2 guys, 2 defenders. Neither of the defenders gets blocked. What's the call? Is it substitution infraction? Wow, the ball's going to move back even further here now. So now a penalty on John Harden. Just no urgency to get a playoff right here. And so after a phenomenal 4th down pickup, they're just going to go the wrong direction. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 19 now. Wow. It's a give. It's Pittman. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Cavalli Pittman. 19-yard. Uh-oh, there's a flag. Pittman spikes the ball, and that is going to cost the Bulldogs here. The touchdown will count. That will likely be on the kickoff, which means they'll be backed way up, and it's going to give Nelson County the ball with unbelievably good field position. You can't do that. He's excited. He just made the play of his life, a 19-yard touchdown run to take the lead. I'm fired up, but it's an unsportsmanlike. The touchdown is good. It's going to be a 3-point advantage here, waiting the extra point. But man, this is what gets you beat, man. The team just got beat in college football 2 weeks ago. I can't remember who it was. It was Miami, I think. They got a personal foul and gave the I can't remember who beat them on a last-second pass, but it was that personal foul and the field position they gave up after a late touchdown that cost them the ball game. So up 3, the Bulldogs, unbelievable. 2nd and 19, they pick it up with a great run from Cavalli Pittman. Oh, fumbled. Wow, the snap was fumbled. It was a good snap. Just bobbled slightly and then couldn't get it on the tee. Richardson just a little excited there, and his hands just didn't work.
Minute 36.
So now it's just a field goal to tie. That was huge. So with the personal foul and now with the botched extra point, I mean, Nelson County, with the field position you expect they'll get, they're probably only going to have to move it 25, 30 yards to have a field goal attempt. And they've got 2 timeouts remaining. Oh, my goodness, folks. Amazing drive, amazing second half. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for this John Harden Bulldog squad. But 2 absolute mental botches there. What you've got is a young football team that's never been here before. They've never been in this kind of a ball game, and they've never made these kinds of plays. And so Cavalli Pittman makes a play of his life. He's made a couple big catches and runs. He just makes a 19-yard run for touchdown and spikes the ball. It's a personal foul. Now they're going to kick it from their own 25 instead of the 40. And this Nelson County squad is going to get it probably at the 45 or 50 by the time they're done returning this kick, unless John Harden can do something unbelievable here, which means with a good field goal kicker, really they're only going to have to get 25 to 30 yards to be in field goal range. With 1:36 to go and 2 timeouts, it's plenty of time, even for a running team, to be able to do this. So this the missed extra point, the botched extra point snap there and hold is a big problem. Number 20's got it there at the 23-yard line is where he takes off. Great tackle! Number 33, Amari Simon making the tackle, hustling down the field. It'll be at the 39. So number 20, Hudson Ward, the return man and receiver, gets it out actually to the 40. I expected them to get it at least to the 45, maybe even the 50. So great coverage. Amari Simon making a big play. So the Bulldogs going to play a little more loose here, expecting to see the ball thrown. I don't know why they would. They might as well run the football until they have to throw it. There's a throw, the same play they scored on, which was the slant route off of play action. And Nick Nally makes the catch for a 7-yard gain. 2nd down and 3, almost to midfield already. 1:12 and counting here. Did not use a timeout after that. Quick throw, knocked away. Great play by number 7, Dante Jones, as I believe that was 20 again. Is that?
Once again, 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Yeah, it was number 20 again, Hudson Ward, who just ran a quick hitch from his slot receiver position about 6 yards and would have had a 1st down but couldn't hang on to it. 2 receivers to each side. It's one deep look. They may be playing cover 3, a zone. No, it's a man look, man to man. Oh my goodness, they got touchdown. He's wide open down the field. Nally has it, run from behind down to the 5. Holy cow. 48-yard pass down to the 5. As you're playing man cover. You're the corner. And the wide receiver just runs by you. He's 15 yards behind you, and you're just standing watching the ball game. What is going on out there? It's MJ Hayes, who scored on a 19-yard touchdown pass before at the corner position. I believe it was Hayes. And somehow he's just standing there watching the wide receiver run by him. You're in a man look. Even if you're not in a man, if you're in zone and you're the corner, you've got the deep third. It's cover 3 if you got a 1 deep safety, which means you have the deep third of the field from the far hash to the far sideline is yours, nobody behind you. And if you're man-to-man, why aren't you covering the man? That makes no sense at all. It's execution things like that drive coaches crazy. Coach Preston has done an amazing job getting his team back in this by making some adjustments. And now with 57 seconds and 2 timeouts to go, if I'm Nelson County with all the adrenaline going right now, I'm playing smash mouth football. I'm running right over this team into the end zone. And there they go, giving it to the big kid Hunter straight ahead. He's down to the 3. And with 2 timeouts to go, he's fine with this clock where it is. It doesn't matter. He doesn't even have to hurry. I don't know why he's doing this. On 2nd and goal, there's no need for the hurry up here. Under center, and what are they doing? Spiking the football. They've got 2 timeouts. In 40 seconds, you can run a play. You can get in a huddle, run a play. If you don't score on the run, you call a timeout. You've got another timeout after that. There's no reason to throw a play away right there. So it's going to be 3rd down now. 3rd and goal from the 2. Wasted a play right there with 40 seconds. That's just kind of getting a little bit all right, they're going to go to this giant backfield, and they're going double tight end, power I. bring the house, Coach Preston. If they have the guts to throw it, then great. But you need to bring the house. And he's short. It's to the 1-yard line, Hunter. And they've got 2 timeouts. They can call one here for their 4th down play.
4th down.
I tell you, here's what you do. Coach Preston, man, I wish I'm standing down on the sideline. Coach. Here's what you do. You bring a corner on a blitz off the edge. When you're in a power eye look, with that power eye formation, bring a guy off the edge, a corner, to run full speed at that deep tailback. You can tackle that guy before he gets to the line of scrimmage with a corner because the tight ends are so tight. You don't have really much in the way of splits there. Now, if I'm on the other sideline, Nelson County, I'm going the big guys and I'm going tush-push, quarterback sneak. All right, let's just blow this line up. So here's what you do. If you're Coach Preston on the defensive side, stack the middle. 4 or 5 guys right there to push them back at the point, at their 2 guards and their center, and bring that guy off the edge as well, just in case there's something goofy going on over there, okay? All right. Ooh, this is exciting. 9 seconds to go, folks. 4th and 1, ball game in the balance. It's either a huge win for the Bulldogs or a huge win for the Cardinals. And we're going to get tush-push right here. Quarterback under center, all the big guys right there. Everybody up inside. 1 yard's what they need, and they're in there. They push it in. Touchdown, Cardinals with 4 seconds to go. And they will take the win, and they'll have a home playoff game. Listen, I told you when they spiked the ball, John Harden spiked the ball with 1.5 minutes and then missed the field goal, or missed the extra point, that is, botched the snap, that it was a bad sign. You cannot make mistakes mentally like that. Unsportsmanlike conduct, spiking the ball, gives them some good field position. Then you can't have a corner stand and watch a wide receiver run by him 10 yards back. Great hustle to catch up and give yourself a chance there. But that tush push there, just not enough up inside to stop that. I guess the Philadelphia Eagles have become the most famous at doing that, but that's been around for 4 or 5 years now at least, since they legalized pushing a back into the end zone or just pushing someone forward. It used to be called aiding the runner. It used to be a flag. Now it's legal. And so that play has become super popular, especially if you've got a couple big guys inside there. You got a couple big backs that can push. And you got a good-sized quarterback, which certainly Paul Briney is a really good-sized quarterback. Briney's made some good plays here in the passing game to get this game back in favor of the Cardinals. It's 32-28 Cardinal advantage with 4 seconds to go. This thing, friends, is in the books. I don't know that there's anything up the sleeve of John Harden here. Honestly, if I'm this Nelson County squad, this needs to be a ground ball. This needs to be a ground ball through, down to the 30 or the 20. They're not going to kick from the hash. They're going to kick from the middle here. And he's just going to roll one down the field here. And what that will cause to happen, it will not allow John Harden to fair catch. Of course, they can just take a knee when they catch it to try to run one play. Or they may feel like, hey, we want to go ahead and try to run this thing back. That might be our best chance. And I agree with them. But when you roll it, you may not have Dante Jones with the ball, and that's what they're going to do. Ooh, Cavalli Pittman's got it. Get down, Cavalli. Where's he going? He's going to throw it. They're going to go. And he put his knee down, and the ball game is over. I'm shocked that they didn't just go down. Pittman had the ball at the 50. If he just falls down on the ground, they can take a throw at the end zone from the 50 and see if they can't make a play right there. The officials are blowing the whistle, and something's going on here. They're going to give John Harden a play. They're going to say there was a second on the clock, 1 second on the clock, when the ball was caught on the lateral and the knee was down. So we're going to have one more offensive play here with 0.1 second or whatever it is. It's going to be one play. All right, well, Bulldogs will get a shot from the about the 34-yard line, their own 34. May just be delaying the inevitable. When the tush-push quarterback sneak ended up in the end zone, that may have been the end of the ball game. John Harden will take one more shot here. I don't know what's going on. Hightower runs 4 yards over the line of scrimmage. These guys are still a little excited here. Low snap, screen. Pittman struggles to catch it. Ball's fumbled. It's loose on the ground. That'll be the end of the ball game. Completed screen pass to Cavalli Pittman, but it was thrown a little in front of him. He had to chase it down to get it. That put him in front of his linemen. His linemen were there. If it could have been a throw that he could have just handled and run with, he had 2 linemen. If he could have been behind them instead of in front of them, might have been able to get a couple of blocks. It could have gotten interesting there, but just a little off on the execution of that screen pass. Good idea, good effort to get their really good athlete, Cavalli Pittman, in the open field there, but just not quite executed well enough. And our final will be 32-28. So at half, when it was 18-7, Nelson County, it looked like Bulldogs were in a heap of trouble. They came storming back. In fact, that missed wide open possible touchdown pass to Nally there late in the second quarter really looked like it was going to get Nelson County beat as John Hart stormed back, took the lead with 1.5 minutes to go, and then made the mental error of spiking the football, of just having that personal foul, that unsportsmanlike conduct call, that is, give Nelson County better field position. Nelson County really only needed to hit one play. They hit that big play down the field to Nally on another big pass down to the 5-yard line. Nelson County coaches almost screwed the thing up by spiking the ball at one point. There was no need for that with 2 timeouts remaining. But we're able to manage in just 2 more plays to get the ball in from the 3-yard line. A 2-yard run from Aiden Hunter. And then the 1-yard plunge from Paul Briney to give them the victory. Nelson County will move to 6-3, where the John Hardin Bulldogs will move to 4-5, and just a heartbreaking loss. They just showed more heart than I've seen a John Hardin team show in a long time. They did a fantastic job to climb back into this ball game. Coach Preston and his staff did a great job making the adjustments at half. The team executed, the team fought, the team did all the right things to get back in the game and take the lead, both offensively and defensively. And as soon as they got the lead, literally the moment they got the lead is when they forgot to finish the ball game. The spike in the end zone, the falling asleep on the pass play to Nally deep down the field, just a couple of mental lapses. It just looked to me like they just got really excited about where they were and what was going on, and just forgot that, hey, this is football. You've got to do football things and play football the entire game to win the game. And a little bit of a shame just because they did such a great job fighting to get back into the game. If you're Coach Preston, you have got to be unbelievably proud of this ball club and what they just did tonight. It should be a night where they're celebrating one of the best comebacks that they've had here in many, many years. Unfortunately, they're going to go out of here with a bad taste in their mouth. And next week, they'll be away at the Sales. It's a really good football team. That's going to be a tough one. Nelson County ends in a similar fashion. They'll have to go play Spencer County, who's also a very tough football team. So both these teams will have tough away games for Week 10, and then they'll go into the playoffs. John Hardin will be on the road. Nelson County will be at home for their first playoff game. Guys, I'm excited. I thought when we started the evening that we'd have ourselves a good ball game tonight. It's exactly what we got. We got more than we could have asked for out of the Bulldogs. A lot of guys making a lot of really good plays. You know, even Cavalli Pittman with the spike, but he made play after play after play down the stretch. Did get his football team back in it. Austin Richardson having his most successful night throwing the football. All the guys there, the defense coming through to get the stop, to get the football back, so that the Bulldogs could take the lead. All those are really big moments in this ball game. Just a couple of moments that were unfortunate for the Bulldogs. Weren't able to quite finish off that game. All right, our final tonight, 32-28. The visiting Nelson County Cardinals come out on top. I'm Paul Gray. Thanks to the crew, John White, River Perry, Isaiah Washington, and Micah Gardner. And thank you for listening tonight and watching tonight. And good night, everybody.